We are much in the scenario, and we are not.
Can we get that audio fixed for you? We have Aarti Mehra. Aarti Mehra जी, आप तो मेयर रह चुकी हैं, आप मेयर रह चुकी हैं दिल्ली की। ये जो अभी आंकड़े आ रहे हैं, क्या देखती हैं, कैसे देखती हैं?
जी, अभी तक के जो आंकड़े हैं उसको देख के मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम एक बड़ी सशक्त विपक्ष की भूमिका में आएंगे, जैसा कि
ये तो आप एडमिट कर रही हैं कि विपक्ष की भूमिका में आएंगे।
230 में आएंगे अरविंद। हाँ, तो स्ट्रॉन्ग दिल्ली की जनता, हमारा दिल्ली, पूरा दिल्ली हमारा मंदिर है, हम उसकी लगातार सेवा करते रहे हैं। अब 15 साल के बाद अगर जनता हमें विपक्ष की भूमिका में देखना चाहती है तो क्यों नहीं। लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में विपक्ष भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है, बशर्ते वो अपने कार्य को पूरे शिद्दत के साथ जनता की आवाज बन के करे, क्योंकि मुद्दे तो तब हमें उठाने हैं।
पर आरती जी, सवाल भी तो उठने चाहिए। आप जब तक मेयर थी, आप बीजेपी में जब तक एमसीडी में थी, आरती मेहरा जी मेरी बात सुने, मेरा सवाल सुने। बीजेपी इतनी स्ट्रांग थी एमसीडी में, अगर 181 से एक यूनिफाइड इलेक्शन में आप ऑलमोस्ट 100 तक आ जाते हैं, अभी तो ट्रेंड्स फिर भी जारी हैं, तो ये भी सवाल उठने तो चाहिए इंटरनली बीजेपी में कि क्यों और मेहनत नहीं की, और अग्रेसिव क्यों नहीं हुए अपने काम में।
बिल्कुल, हम चिंतन करेंगे
जी।
हम ऑलरेडी उसका चिंतन और उसका मंथन करना हमने शुरू कर दिया है। बीजेपी पार्टी कोई ऐसी पार्टी तो नहीं है, गमले में तो उगी नहीं हुई। बीजेपी पार्टी जमीन के अंदर तक अपनी जड़ों को लिए हुए है और हम अपना चिंतन मंथन जरूर करेंगे, लेकिन जो झूठ परोस के, क्योंकि झूठ का एक समय होता है, मुझे लगता है 1-2 साल के बाद इनका झूठ और चलने वाला नहीं है। लोगों का मैंडेट इस बार बड़ा कड़ा आया है, हमें जिताते जिताते हमें थोड़ा पीछे किया है, लेकिन वो 230 और हम 20 में रह जाएं, ऐसी सिचुएशन नहीं है।
आरती मेहरा जी, आप मेयर रह चुकी हैं दिल्ली की। एक कहते हैं ना, जो यहाँ पे हमारे कॉलीग है राहुल श्रीवास्तव जी, वो पूछ रहे हैं कि आपके बाद लगता है भाजपा ने मेहनत करनी बंद कर दी एमसीडी में आपके बाद। पर एक और सवाल आपसे पूछूंगी आरती मेहरा जी, आप मिरांडा हाउस की पढ़ी हुई हैं, आपकी तो काफी अच्छी सेटिंग थी शीला दीक्षित के साथ। अब एक और जो अगली मेयर आएंगी वो भी एक महिला मेयर होंगी, तो इसमें तो आप थोड़ा वो, मतलब कहते हैं ना, डू यू टेक हार्ट इन द फैक्ट दैट द नेक्स्ट मेयर विल आल्सो बी अ वुमन मेयर, चाहे आम आदमी पार्टी की हो?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आई रिस्पेक्ट दैट, and people's mandate has to be accepted, and we accept it very very gracefully, and we are going to work more service oriented work for Delhi people. तो अब ऑपोजिशन के उन्होंने हमें भूमिका में बिठाया, हम ऑपोजिशन में बैठ के करेंगे, बट एट द सेम टाइम बीजेपी इज अ पार्टी, वी आर ongoing and we will prove it, we'll prove our।
राहुल श्रीवास्तव एक सवाल करना चाह रहे हैं आपसे।
इलेक्शंस
गो अहेड राहुल
जी, जरूर।
आरती जी, एक बात बड़ी डिस्टिंक्ट है कि अगर आप नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व के कारण, इतने सारे नेताओं को भेजे जाने के कारण बीजेपी अगर 100 तक पहुंच जाती है, तो ये जो 50-60 सीटों का लॉस हो रहा है, अगर एमसीडी ने काम ठीक किया होता, अच्छा किया होता, तो शायद ये बदलाव की इतनी ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती दिल्ली की जनता को। आप नहीं मानेंगी कि कहीं ना कहीं ये रिफ्लेक्शन एमसीडी में 15 सालों में बीजेपी के पार्षदों द्वारा किए गए खराब काम का नतीजा है?
जी राहुल जी, मैं आपकी बात को बिल्कुल कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट नहीं करूंगी, काटूंगी भी नहीं, पूरी तरह से एक्सेप्ट भी नहीं करूंगी, क्योंकि इसमें समय समय पे हमने अपनी जो पार्टी के विद इन जो कमेटीज होती हैं, तो कम से कम 22 निगम पार्षदों पे हमने उनको नोटिस दिया, 10 को हमने पार्टी से बाहर निकाला। हम अपनी एक्सरसाइज कर रहे थे, लेकिन यस, क्या है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का जो फ्री में बांटने वाला दिल्ली का जादू चला हुआ है, जो कि देश में अदरवाइज बहुत खतरनाक है। आने वाले समय में बिजली हम 12-12.5 रुपए यूनिट दे रहा है आदमी, सिर्फ आपने 200 यूनिट जो है वो लोगों को फ्री कर दी, पैसा इधर से उधर घुमा रहे हैं। पानी का हालत देखिए, दिल्ली को जितने पानी की जरूरत है उसमें 42% पानी की पूर्ति नहीं कर पा रहा है दिल्ली, वो आप टैंकरों से कर रहे हो। गंदा पानी आ रहा है, टैंकर माफिया शीला जी के टाइम से बढ़ गए। फिर आपने मेरे कॉरपोरेशन को इतना दबाया, इतना बुली किया कि लगभग 43,000 करोड़ रुपया आपने जो बनता था टूवर्ड्स ऑल द 3 कॉरपोरेशंस, वो आप लेके बैठ गए बिकॉज आप हमें दबाना चाहते थे। आप हमारे कर्मचारियों और हमें अनरेस्ट करना चाहते थे, जो आप काफी सक्सेसफुल हो गए। लेकिन ये बुली मेरे टाइम में शीला दीक्षित जी ऐसे नहीं करती थी। अभी आपने जो हमारी खट्टी मीठी बात होती थी, शाम को हम कॉफी भी साथ पी लेते थे, हम कन्विंस भी कर लेते थे उन्हें अपनी बड़ी कि भाई आप सरकार के नाते भी और उम्र के नाते भी आप हमारी बड़ी हैं, ये तो आपको हमें देना पड़ेगा।
ये लेजेंड है ना, ये लेजेंड है कि आपकी और शीला दीक्षित जी की बहुत अच्छी दोस्ती होती थी। सेम कॉलेज, दोनों मिरांडा हाउस से पढ़ी हुई थी, बहुत अच्छी दोस्ती होती थी,
बहुत अच्छी होती थी।
और जैसे आप अभी बात कर रही है ना, जो हम सारे बैठे हुए हैं, संजय जी भी इसमें शामिल होंगे, जो कहेंगे आप ओल्ड स्कूल पॉलिटिशियन हैं, जहां अगर डिफीट हो गई, मान ली, बोल लिया कि आप देखिए वापस जाएंगे, कोई एक्सक्यूज नहीं बना रही है और वापस आएंगे। तो अब एक चीज बताइए बस, अभी आपको लगता है कि मेयर आम आदमी पार्टी का ही बनेगा या रोटेशन में फिर आपका भी चांस है?
देखिए, ये स्थिति तो देखेंगे 2 घंटे के बाद। मैं अभी तक की, क्योंकि अब मैं चैनल में अब आपके पास बैठी हुई हूँ 1:45 बजे, और अब तक की सिचुएशन को देख के मैं आपको अपनी भूमिका, जो दिल्ली की जनता ने, जिसे खुराना जी मंदिर मानते थे और जन जन की सेवा के लिए हम अपना जो दिखाई दे रहा है, उसमें मुझे लगता है कि हम विपक्ष में। अब तो हमें अपने निगम पार्षदों को तैयार करना है कि प्रश्नों की झड़ी अब तुम्हें लगानी है। एक एक चीज के लिए कटघरे में अब आपको खड़ा करना है। अब हमारा समय आया है उस तरह से कि करके दिखाओ, और वैसा नहीं जैसे यमुना मैली की मैली, जैसे प्रदूषण में आपने घोल तैयार किया, उसमें तो लाखों खर्च किए, लेकिन 24 करोड़ की आपने एडवर्टाइजिंग
Aarti Mehra, I also have a suggestion. This is from a Delhi voter. In my constituency, ma'am, in Greater Kailash, Shikha Rai has won again from the BJP. It was a very close contest. I know a lot of people were rooting for the Aam Aadmi Party because Shikha Rai did face anti-incumbency. Some people were not happy with her work. And therefore, even though they voted her again, BJP shouldn't think that it's all clear, that they need to work harder. They may have won, but it shouldn't just be celebration. There should be work on the ground as well this time.
That's what I'm saying. We are ready. We are ready to work even more harder. We will work more and more, and service-oriented works. Let me tell you, I'm again emphasizing that service-oriented work we need to do, and we will do. We'll go to the people again. The people of Delhi has given us so much of love. They have given us so much strength. This time they have given us different role. So if there is a different role, we'll perform that also.
Aarti Mehra, stay on with me. You've been a former mayor of Delhi, so you clearly understand.
We are in a very powerful situation.
What MCD elections are, the kind of work, it's a direct involvement with people. It's very basic civic issues. Meanwhile, celebrations at the Aam Aadmi Party office. This is, a big victory for them. They've managed, apart from the Delhi government, the MCD also now, so the banners in full force, and not just in Delhi, Preeti, even in Ahmedabad.
Well, it's interesting because it's echoing back in Ahmedabad as well, and understandably, they have an election in terms of a result tomorrow. The results here and the results in Gujarat, how will they factor in for the Aam Aadmi Party? The Aam Aadmi Party would have hoped that they would have got a lot more numbers, at least 30 more wards than what you see right now at 135. They would have wanted to be at least over 160. And then where Gujarat is concerned, they are hoping right now that that sticks to at least what the exit polls suggest, which is a 20% vote share. And with that, and they were hoping for a larger win here, they would have gone now to the people and said, okay, we are a national party, not just a national party, we are the challenger in 2024. This might have watered down that claim a little bit. But I want to cut across to Mahima Singh, who's also joining us from the Congress. Mahima, the fact is, it's an abysmal showing of the Congress. From 11, now you've fallen to 9. Your vote share might have increased in what was projected, fallen drastically from 2017. You were projected to get about 10%. You're at about 13% right now. The sheer fact that since the morning, your Delhi headquarters, there's a big fat lock there, suggests the apathy inside your own party.
Well, we do accept the public mandate with all humility, and we bow down to the public mandate. We have been soul searching, and yet again we'll do introspection. We are on the streets in the yatra trying to gather feedback from the public and understand what is it that we can do better for the public. But for sure, one
Aam Aadmi Party is leading with 130.
आम आदमी पार्टी एक छोटी सी पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी ने आज विश्व की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को दिल्ली के रण के मैदान में हराने का काम किया है। दिल्ली के रण के मैदान में हराने का काम किया है। दिल्ली के लोगों ने
Mahima Singh continues to be with us. Mahima, because Aam Aadmi Party, it's interesting to hear what they have to say. But do you see what's happening? They have shifted what your core vote bank once was, even in constituency that swore by the Congress Party, that are generational loyalists, have chosen to take the Aam Aadmi Party. But 9 is where the wards where you're still trending. We'll of course wait and see. But what is next for the Congress Party? It's losing in the assembly elections. Do you think at least in MCD or at least that cadre level needs to revive itself very soon?
As I said, we accept the public mandate without any question, but one also needs to be reminded that all that glitters is not gold. And the BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, the two sides of the same coin, are actually, pushing this country to an era of gold plating. Instead of gold, now this is an era of gold being gold plated, because they're all about blame game, they're all about gaslighting, they're all about manipulation. BJP held this election by manipulating the election commission right in middle of the Gujarat election, and Aam Aadmi Party, that came to the power first in Delhi on the promises of GNCTD, full statehood, has allowed GNCTD Act to be rectified as per BJP's pleasing. The Aam Aadmi Party promised the advocates that there will be full insurance for them and a lot of other benefits. However, yesterday we heard Kejriwal ji say that no trial will be run more than 6 months. What about the previous promises? And now there are yet again new promises. I was just listening to the BJP spokesperson, and it is mockery of democracy when the BJP spokespersons come and say that we raise questions, because they are the ones who are evading answerability persistently for the past 8 years. Whatever the mandate that people have given us, we accept with,
I think both the BJP and the Congress will have to evaluate what is next, because Aam Aadmi Party slowly, steadily is gaining ground across the country. But Rahul, do you agree with what Mahima said, that, voters who thought Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, are part of the same coin side, so to say, and that's one of the reasons that Congress at least has managed even 9 for now, that there is a voter section that does not trust Arvind Kejriwal's style of politics. They're not sure where he stands yet, specifically on religious issues sometimes as it comes.
See, if it was the proverbial half glass, I would have thought about what she's saying.
Okay.
It's 1/10 of the glass. You see, you cannot talk about that how just 9 seats for the Congress Party, which was 77 in 2012.
Yes.
That's a decline.
And even 31 in 2017.
I think the Congress Party, that if it has certain people who are reverting back to the Congress Party, then why didn't the Congress put its elbow into the campaign? Why weren't all the leaders here? Why wasn't a Baghel who has gone to, and Mr. Huda and others who have gone to Shimla to ensure that the MLAs don't defect, were campaigning here in Delhi? The Congress has a lot of answering to do itself.
So voters wanted to vote for Congress maybe, but the netas were not giving them the push. It's
our own data, our own exit poll has some very interesting statistics. Family-wise income below 5,000 rupees, 48% people voting for AAP. Age-wise, 18 to 25, 49% voting for AAP. Caste-wise, SC, 51% voting for AAP. Means traditional Congress vote bank,
exactly,
which had shifted to the BJP, Now the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi is doing what the BJP did to the Congress, taking away the poor and the young away from the BJP. I think that's the
definitely the underprivileged group that I see voting en masse for the Aam Aadmi Party. Mahima, you wanted to say something. You were interjecting. Go ahead, please.
I wanted to intervene and say that I just spoke about the gold plating, and I just said all that glitters is not gold, and the politics we believe in, the politics of truth, the politics of integrity, we believe in the politics that raises people's issues. You know, it should not be about which big faces are coming to an area. It should be about what about the faces, what about the candidates that won the election, that won people's faith in the last term and yet could not perform, and can their anti-incumbency be done away with just because the big faces of the BJP or the Aam Aadmi Party
the BJP, of course, is trying to play the game. We are saying, you know, we'll question the Aam Aadmi Party, but the fact is, of course, they're also losing ground. But Congress also has much to think about. I want to bring in these visuals coming in of the celebration. This Chota Kejriwal, I just want to add to our viewers. Usually, parents who've got, and specifically this kid, is actually a girl child. It appears she's literally grown up in front of us, because every time the Aam Aadmi Party wins with a mustache and a muffler, which is it's a stereotype that Arvind Kejriwal has been fixed for in the winter season. That kid has made a presence often. So that's celebration time for the Aam Aadmi Party, and a star no less than Arvind Kejriwal himself, posing, people also clicking selfies. So of course, Aam Aadmi Party is celebrating. But Sanjay Singh, should Aam Aadmi Party celebrate today? Is it a victory? Or should Aam Aadmi Party slightly evaluate, did it take it too much for granted? Should it have been more stronger with its strategy, focusing more on Gujarat, wants to go national? Delhi to sambhal lijiye pehle.
I think victory in Punjab and Arvind Kejriwal's initial hype, of course in media, not so much on the ground, went into Aam Aadmi Party's head. If you look at 2020 assembly elections, Aam Aadmi Party vote share was something around 53% and BJP was something around 38%. The BJP is holding on to its ground, said around 38% in these elections, not coming down. The Aam Aadmi Party losing 10% from previous assembly elections. But Aam Aadmi Party, of course, gaining from what it got in 2017 municipal corporation election. But 2017 was no benchmark for Aam Aadmi Party, so to say, in these corporation elections. Of course, the last election held was 2020 Delhi Assembly elections. So from that count, of course, there is something to worry about, to think over, and for future strategy for Aam Aadmi Party to think about.
Rahul, many would be watching this telecast and saying these are civic elections of Delhi. Why is it being given so much significance? But there's definitely a larger aspect. It's not just the MCD. Do you think it may signify something more? Should we look at it at a larger aspect? And I can't help but think this is just half of Delhi's result. 50.47. The most disappointing part was the voting.
See, Pooja, me and Sanjay are stoic old men. So we are not as, we don't enjoy...
Wisdom, experience.
No, it's not wisdom and experience. I think we are slightly averse to a lot of celebrations and others. I think AAP should celebrate.
Okay.
AAP should celebrate. Why I say that? Because it's not as much of a win. I think a loss would have been very problematic for Aam Aadmi Party. Why? Because this is the first time the Aam Aadmi Party is foraying far beyond Delhi. Punjab, it had forayed, but Gujarat is one place. And for the first time, very strongly, Aam Aadmi Party is trying to create a contest between Modi's Gujarat model versus Delhi, Kejriwal's Delhi model. Now, in that, if Kejriwal had lost Delhi MCD, it's a small civic body election, but it would have become कि अपने घर में तो ये बचा नहीं पाता, ये बाहर आकर के दिल्ली मॉडल बेच रहा है. So that would have been a
now
bad
that validation
template.
has come.
Yes, validation has come, but there is another warning within this win. I think that's what you were talking about. Should go back and introspect. Is that the Muslims, the minorities, are going back to the Congress? Why? Because Kejriwal's party is not taking a stand vis-a-vis them.
And Lakshmi Ganesh rupee issue had been brought up. All of this.
It is happening in Gujarat. The minority voters have got large number back to the Congress. 54% as per our exit poll voting for the Congress party. So means somewhere there is a movement back. So if he has to emerge as an alternative to the Congress first and then the BJP, remember There are states like Telangana, Bengal, Bihar, where AAP will have difficulty because the minority votes holds tremendous sway there. And if he is not popular among them, then Kejriwal's national ambitions definitely faces a roadblock.
And clearly, I can tell you, Arvind Kejriwal is very clear that the party has to go national. And Rahul, even for Gujarat, they may not win. I don't think they're expecting a victory, but they're expecting a good vote share because they have state party tag from 3 states, so to say, including Delhi. If they do well in Gujarat, they may become a national party as well. That's what they would be hoping for. Let's look at these visuals again coming in for the Aam Aadmi Party. 50.47 was the voter turnout for the national capital. Also, from what I also had noticed when I had gone out for vote was that it was a generation over 40 to 45 primarily that was seen in the voting queues, at least in the areas where I had gone. And now Aam Aadmi Party has got 104 wards. Very clearly it has managed victory in that, 83 for the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is the cadre celebration in the national capital, Delhi, and even in Ahmedabad, visuals have been coming. The banners, posters, music, dhol, and of course the laddus have been brought in. We are being told that Arvind Kejriwal likely in the next half an hour, with Manish Sisodia, Raghav Chadda, who were primarily involved in this election as well, are going to come forth. It would be interesting to see what Arvind Kejriwal says. He'll most likely be accompanied by his family members, as he always is, that very carefully crafted family image. The wife, children, and the parents, of course, father, in fact, senior citizen speaking early in the morning. But everyone being cautious, the dance by the cadre there continues. So we stay on with these visuals coming in of the Aam Aadmi Party. But it is the national ambition, like we've been talking about, Sanjay, that is at stake for Arvind Kejriwal. There's nothing wrong with it. I think as Indian citizen, we would like more options. So no party thinks that it always has a sway. Whether it's Gujarat, Himachal or other states, how do you see Aam Aadmi Party's future? It is slowly getting there. But will it be longer? Are we overestimating Aam Aadmi Party? Are we underestimating it?
See, in politics is a long-term game. One thing which anyone should understand, that never write an obituary for a party or a political leader. Who rises when, it's difficult to say. Aam Aadmi Party at the moment is a party on upswing. You may agree with Aam Aadmi Party's politics and policies. You may disagree with it. But fact remains that Aam Aadmi Party is making sound and fury for its supporter, for its sympathizers. There is a huge chunk of people who are, if not Aam Aadmi Party supporters, they are anti-Modi per se. They are looking for an alternative. They are Congresses, ex-Congresses, left liberal as we say, and a whole lot of other people who for some reason or the other have a deep dislike.
111 wards for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's only getting better for the AAP. But of course, I can tell you Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson has been saying 200 wards is what they are getting. But even the Bharatiya Janata Party, while has managed to bag awards, it's the Congress Party winning on 6 wards. Absolutely clear. We'll try and get more details about which wards have the Congress Party won on. Aam Aadmi Party has got 111. It has to get closer to a mark where it has absolute majority. The BJP are about winning 91 wards for now. Rahul, let's talk about Arvind Kejriwal for a minute. 10 years is not a very long time, but you've seen too many netas come and go. A former administration officer gets into activism, then gets into politics, becomes the chief minister again, and then is trying to go national. Let's talk about his image first, and we have some AAP reactions coming in, and then I'll come to you because it's very interesting to see how Arvind Kejriwal's image building is also working for national politics. Listen in to the Aam Aadmi Party reactions coming in.
बीजेपी ने सब कुछ ट्राई किया, इलेक्शन रोके, वार्ड तोड़ डाले, सारे वार्ड इन्होंने ऐसे बनाए कि हर वार्ड से इनको जीतने की संभावना मिले। पिछले 4 महीने से सतेंद्र जैन को जेल में रखा है, मनीष जी को जेल में डालने की तैयारी करी, सब कुछ किया इन्होंने, पूरी की पूरी ताकत बीजेपी ने लगा दी। नतीजों का क्रेडिट क्या दुर्गेश पाठक को जाता है? ये पूरी पार्टी को जाता है, सारे वॉलंटियर्स को जाता है, जिन्होंने बहुत मेहनत की है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जाता है, जिन्होंने इतनी मेहनत की है। बीजेपी सुबह से कह रही थी मेयर तो उनका होगा, सुपड़ा साफ है बीजेपी का। कौन होगा मेयर? मेयर कौन बताएंगे आप? आपने गाना गाया, आपका गाना बज भी रहा था, गाना दिल्ली वालों को पसंद आया क्या पांडे जी?
बिल्कुल पसंद आया, और वही वजह है कि दिल्ली की जनता 15 साल के निकम्मेपन के खिलाफ भाजपा के लामबंद हुई, और नतीजा ये रहा कि देश छोड़िए दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आम आदमी पार्टी से एक छोटी सी पार्टी ने हरा दिया। 15 साल की जो सत्ता की जो जड़ें जमी हुई थी एमसीडी के अंदर, उसको उखाड़ फेंका। ये आज के चुनाव परिणामों की बड़ी बात है।
कह रहे हैं हरा वहाँ बीजेपी कह रही है अभी 2 घंटा और रुकिए, नतीजे बदलेंगे, मेयर हमारा होगा।
आप 2 घंटा रुकिए चाहे 4 घंटा रुकिए, आम आदमी पार्टी की झाड़ू चल गई है निगम के अंदर, और दिल्ली की जनता ने बेईमानों के खिलाफ, बोगस प्रोपेगेंडा चलाने वालों के खिलाफ, झूठ फैलाने वालों के खिलाफ जनादेश दिया है। 15 साल जिन्होंने दिल्ली का बेड़ा गर्क किया, उसके खिलाफ जनादेश दिया।
लेकिन क्या ये वही नतीजे हैं जिस तरह के नतीजे आम आदमी पार्टी ने विधानसभाओं में दिखाए हैं?
200% ये नतीजा, हमारी उम्मीद यही थी कि झाड़ू चले और निगम के अंदर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया हो, और
इनके कम
दिख रहा है।
सी के कम तो नहीं पड़ गई झाड़ू?
बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल झाड़ू चली है। 15 साल तक जो गहरी जड़ें जमी थी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के निगम के अंदर, दिल्ली की जनता ने इकट्ठा होके झाड़ू चला के और जड़ें उखाड़ के बाहर फेंक दी।
गुजरात का चुनाव हो रहा है, उसी समय एमसीडी का चुनाव करा दो तो शायद जीत जाएंगे। लेकिन सभी 3 तिकड़म को भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दिल्ली के लोगों ने नकार दिया है, और ये फैसला दिया है कि चाहे कांग्रेस हो और चाहे भाजपा हो, अगर वो भ्रष्टाचार करेंगे, अगर वो जनता का काम नहीं करेंगे, तो जनता अरविंद केजरीवाल को चुनेगी, आम आदमी पार्टी को चुनेगी। ये फैसला दिल्ली के लोगों ने दिया है, जिसके लिए तहे दिल से लोगों को बधाई।
90 सीटों का आम आदमी को फायदा हो रहा है पिछली बार से, और एमसीडी में हम शानदार जीत दर्ज करने वाले हैं। धीरे धीरे रुझान जो हैं वो नतीजों में बदल रहे हैं, और अरविंद केजरीवाल ने पहले 15 साल की कांग्रेस की सत्ता को उखाड़ा था दिल्ली से, अब 15 साल की एमसीडी को भी उखाड़ दिया है। इसका मतलब ये है कि लोग जो हैं वो नफरत की राजनीति को पसंद नहीं करते। लोग स्कूल, अस्पताल, बिजली, सफाई, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को वोट देते हैं।
अरविंद केजरीवाल तो ये कह रहे थे 20 सीटें मिलेंगी बीजेपी को, और आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी कड़ी टक्कर ही नहीं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतने वाली है। और जिस तरह के रुझान आ रहे हैं, जिस तरह के जो ट्रेंड्स आ रहे हैं, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उसमें अच्छी बढ़त। हम 15 साल से शासन में, और हमने अच्छा काम किया है, जनता उस पर मोहर लगाने जा रही है।
दिल्ली के लोगों ने जो जो जिम्मेदारी अरविंद जी को दी, आम आदमी पार्टी को दी, उन्होंने निभाई। अब नगर निगम की जिम्मेदारी हमारे पास आ जाएगी तो साफ सफाई होगी, दिल्ली सुंदर बनेगी, और दिल्ली साफ सफाई और सुंदरता के मामले में देश की नहीं दुनिया की राजधानी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और आम आदमी पार्टी बना के दिखाएंगे।
आम आदमी पार्टी की तो नैतिक रूप से हार हो चुकी है। हमारी तो 4थी बार हम इसमें आने जा रहे हैं, तो 4थी बार आने के बाद भी इतना समर्थन दिल्ली का एक बहुत बड़ा नैतिक जीत है।
कि ढोल तो 2500 रुपए के अंदर आ जाता है, कोई भी लाके बजवा ले, बसपा चाहे तो बसपा बजवा ले, कांग्रेस चाहे तो कांग्रेस बजवा ले, उसको तो कोई रोक नहीं सकते। मगर जो है नंबर आपके सामने है, मेयर हमारी बनने जा रही है, सरकार हमारी बनने जा रही है। अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी अगर हमारी खुशी में शामिल होकर ढोल बजा रही है तो बजाए।
देखिए, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की ये जीत हो रही है। जो रिजल्ट रुझान आ रहे हैं एग्जिट पोल के एकदम विपरीत हैं, उससे आपको पता चलता है कि लोगों को उनके झूठ से वो बाहर आ चुके हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी के आपके झूठ से बाहर आ गए।
दिल्ली की जनता ने अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल के लिए ये वोट किया है, और ये बताया है देश को, संदेश दिया है देश को कि अरविंद केजरीवाल एक कट्टर ईमानदार नेता है। आम आदमी पार्टी एक कट्टर ईमानदार पार्टी है।
2017 में तो बिल्कुल भी उल्टा हुआ था। आम आदमी पार्टी की राज्य में सरकार 180 विधायक आपके चुने गए थे।
केजरीवाल को लोगों ने नकारा है कि दिल्ली में तुम इस लायक नहीं हो। वो जो 2020 में आप आएंगे वो जीत गए, तो केवल ये लोगों बताने में कामयाब हो गए कि मेरे को काम नहीं करने दिया, काम नहीं करने दिया। तो लोगों को चलो एक बार इसको चांस दे ही दो, तो लोगों ने 2020 में इसको चांस दे दिया केजरीवाल साहब को। अब ये लोगों को
कुछ खामियां और कमियां जो रह गई है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी 15 साल शासन करने के बाद 100% कुछ कमियां नहीं होंगी, कभी लोगों ने नकारा है, तो उन कमियों को भाजपा आगे चल के पूरा करेगी।
I don't know how much you...
All right, 111 wards won officially by the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP also touching almost 80. It's very interesting how it's working, but 104 is what they are trending on. 9 for the Congress trending right now. We'll try and get exact numbers very soon. It's constantly getting updated. You know, it's very interesting how the Congress party is reacting even now. Anshul Avijit is the spokesperson of the Congress party joining me. 9 trending. you know, it's very close to still a single number. It's not going into the double digits. But even now, the Congress top netas are not reacting. Even if a statement of accepting, perhaps this is a good number or is this bad enough? This is what we have been discussing since morning, Anshul, that voters are keen or are interested in the Congress party, but the netas are not looking very enthusiastic.
No, why do you call it, Pooja, interesting reaction? I mean, we have already said that we are less than delighted over the results, that we have to go back to the drawing board, we have to re-strategize. There is a serious time for Atma Manthan. We've accepted the fact that, well, there's no way we're in the contest, right?
So we've accepted the fact. Understood, but going back to the drawing board, Anshul Abhijit, who goes back to the drawing board? Our reporters went to your Delhi headquarters, where you should have been going back to the drawing board as we speak, calculating, you know, in terms of where you're leading, where you're losing, the kind you've actually cut into the seat share of the Aam Aadmi Party on crucial seats, capitalizing on all of that. There's a big fat lock there. Your own Delhi President Anil Chaudhary didn't even know whether his name was on the voters list. On the Congress committee for MCD elections, you have the likes of Jagdish Titler. Do you think it's all going to cut ice? Who will go back to the drawing board is the question.
Well, it's a well-known fact that, you know, many voters in Delhi, and you covered it, were completely blanked out from the voters list. That affected, I mean, that was the crookedness of the BJP, if you want to talk about that.
But the Aam Aadmi Party is winning if it's the crookedness of the BJP, Anshul. You know, these sound like excuses. That's what I'm trying to ask
I'm not.
from the Congress
At
Party.
the very outset, Pooja, I did say that I admitted that there is, we are not thrilled about this result. I can't say I'm exceedingly happy. These are results that, you know, we have to consider very seriously and dwell on that and do it fast and re-strategize very quickly for the future. We are admitting that.
I think that's what you've said. What you've said is very important. Do it fast. Time is running out because while Congress is deliberating.
That. You know, one other point I will make.
Go ahead.
One other point. Why, you know, what is interesting to me and the way that everyone has covered it, and I say it in a positive way as well, is the complete nationalization of what is an urban body election. Now, every urban body election, I know, is a metaphor for something else and leads to something better, that it set the trends for everything. But I find this really unusual and quite unprecedented. And that is what I've been saying all along, that, you know, Indian democracy now has been reduced to one election after another.
But maybe the voters think like that too, Rahul. What do you say to that?
See, Anshul is a very bright, is a very bright spokesperson.
Whether it's the Gujarat model of development or whether it's MCD, the way the corruption and has all been completely forgotten. So you only talk about elections and the ways of mechanisms of winning.
But that's how the voter has voted. Our National Affairs editor, Anshul, Rahul Srivastava wants to take a question. Go ahead.
Anshul is a very bright spokesperson. I want to know one thing, that the spokesperson of a national party which rules 2 states but has ruled India for 60 odd years is complaining against a chief minister of a half state and 1 state, Punjab, that its national issues are coming to play. If national issues are play, who is better placed to play a national level game than Congress party with the BJP, than the Aam Aadmi Party? I think what he is admitting is that the Congress failed to come to terms with the campaign or the aspirations of people in Delhi, and that is why it lagged behind. Because if BJP and AAP played the national game and people have voted for them and not the Congress, then the picture is very clear that it is the Congress which is failing to be the part of the political
spectrum. For the Congress party, one final question before we go across to the visuals. I do have an added question here. For the Congress party, was it more important that the BJP does not win, and not realizing that if Aam Aadmi Party wins, that's also perhaps much worse for the Congress party? So, you know, in not trying to contest aggressively, it's given Aam Aadmi Party that leverage.
You know, as I said, I admitted there are a number of challenges that await us in Delhi. I'm not undermining any of the challenges. And as to Rahul's question, yes, we were unable to earn the trust of the electorate despite our very positive campaign. It was an energetic campaign. We failed to do it. And I admit that that is a failing, and we'll have to address those questions as we move forward. The silver lining, as you pointed out, you know, in
Abhijit,
democracy,
that's the question we ask. Who is we here? Who goes back to the drawing board? And, you know, I would think...
Well, it's a collective mechanism. It doesn't work in isolation.
Come again, sir?
No, it's collective. I mean, the Congress party works as a collective organization. I mean, it's not.
Go ahead.
There are not individual.
I want to know. I want to remind. I've got I'm an old man, but I still have few. I remember a few things.
Rahul, you're not very old. You keep repeating you're an old man. You're not that old.
You see, I'm tilting the balance here. So the point is, in 2015, I remember in the Congress AICC headquarter driveway, Delhi results had come out. And one, Rahul Gandhi had said, we will learn from AAP.
Yes, and do better than anybody had ever thought.
Now, if it was in 2015, you didn't learn. It was in 2020, you did not learn. In MCD 2022, you're not learning. I think the problem is that lessons are being unlearned. The Congress is like somebody who needs to be reminded that you are the Congress party. Go and reclaim your legacy.
See, adding to what Rahul said, 2014, Congress 0 parliamentary seats, 2015, 0 assembly seats, 2019, 0 parliamentary seats, 2020, 0 assembly seats, 2017, assembly corporation election, 30 seats. Now coming down to 9, which is about 5-6% of the seats that are there in municipal corporation. And then locks at Congress headquarters, Delhi headquarters, the party president not knowing whether he has a vote and where is his vote. Whereas any political parties in the morning or day before polling sends purchase to voters.
What I don't understand is, where were their booth managers? If your own party manager, if your own party president, Delhi Pradesh Committee president doesn't know his name is on the voting list, where are your booth managers? Your booth manager should have had a list कि ये नाम है, ये नाम नहीं है.
वो पर्ची लेकर
अगर आप अपने president का नाम नहीं मालूम आपको, you don't know your president's name is there, how would you know that in this society these are your voters, their names are there?
Stay on with us because on the ground is where all the action is now starting to happen. That's outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Preeti Aishwarya Paliwal joining us. The laddus are out.
Well, Pooja, the laddus were out. We are now expecting Arvind Kejriwal to step out in another half an hour. What we understand is happening inside. They are waiting for the Aam Aadmi Party to cross the 125, to reach the 126 mark, and only then we will see all three of them. Let me tell you the three people who are inside at the moment. Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister and also Sanjay Singh. These three crucial people, the trio is now inside. They are keenly watching the results from what we understand at the moment, and once they understand that the party will cross the 125 mark is when they will leave from here and they will straight go to the Aam Aadmi Party office. The sweets were out. We are expecting the dhols also to be here, but in another half an hour to 1 hour, Pooja, is what we are gathering at the moment. All three of them inside, very keenly watching what's happening on the result day of MCD. Pooja.
So right now, viewers, is 6 civil lines where Aishwarya is standing. Inside is the Delhi Chief Minister, his deputy, and Raghav Chadda. No, he's not there anymore. But Sanjay Singh are the three leaders who are inside. They are, of course, contemplating, because what they see on your television screen, they won't be happy with it. They would have preferred this to be over 160. They've come down a huge margin to what they expected to come out with. Because if by now, knowing Arvind Kejriwal so well, if they would have hit 160 by now, Mr. Kejriwal would have gone to town with what he would have stated was a huge moral victory in the face of corruption charges, in the face of all that went down in terms of leaked videos.
But is it just about winning wards, Preeti? Is it also about the margin with which they would have won? That is also going to be very crucial. Once that starts to be analysed, that will also show.
But ultimately, Pooja, that comes down to number crunching when we look at an election in terms of less than 500, less than 1,000 votes. But ultimately, it is the margin of the victory that they would have wanted. They would have wanted to sweep this election. There's no other way to look at it. They would, all that we see in terms of the shots of jubilation, elation, all of that somewhere down the line is a little forced, because this is really not true jubilation that the Aam Aadmi Party would have wanted.
And they've seen it. They've seen that success.
They've always won. They've either lost bitterly or they've won in terms of landslides win, but they'd be happy at least that they have pulled this election through. There'll be a lot of learnings from it. Number one would practically come out of the fact that Arvind Kejriwal was too busy contesting in Gujarat. Ultimately, it's a presidential style election, even when you call it at a civic poll level. the BJP pulled out all the stops. They had sitting chief ministers, 6 of them campaigning for MCD elections, all cabinet ministers. Practically, believe me, all cabinet ministers were out campaigning. JP Nadda went door to door. On that other account, you had only one person facing off the entire might of the BJP electoral machinery, and that one person was Arvind Kejriwal, and he was in Gujarat.
In a way, if you see the elections to Delhi Municipal Corporation delayed
True, 6
to
months.
a time that they coalesced with the time when the Gujarat elections were on. Timing is always an element.
But the BJP was always there. Prime Minister was in Gujarat, even though he didn't have to be, so to say. It's his home state.
See,
but he was there.
that's what. See, I'll tell you. This is what the 3 political parties which had a face-off in Delhi and Gujarat. There is something very typical about them. There is one party, the BJP, throws in everything.
That's true.
You see, the top leader, Narendra Modi, is not afraid of jumping in, rolling up his sleeves and going in and saying,
Getting his
win or
hands dirty.
lose, I'm going to be there, I'm putting my might.
Not like it's not my game
Even in
anymore.
municipal corporation.
It's Gujarat, you get it.
Even in municipal corporation. On the other hand, there is a Congress party which does not send its leaders. One is on a Yatra Bharat Jodo, and it actually complains that the Prime Minister and other people are campaigning in municipal corporation. You actually complain that people are campaigning for their own party. Then there is Arvind Kejriwal, who in fact I think has done something very interesting in Delhi as well as Gujarat. Preeti and I were discussing it the other day, that what he has done is, like Narendra Modi, it is he who shines in Delhi as well as Gujarat, nobody else. He is ensuring that that space at the top is not crowded at all. I think these are 3 very interesting trends in campaigning which have emerged.
All right, we have big news coming in. This is very significant. Aam Aadmi Party has lost in 3 out of 4 wards. This is East Delhi area. Manish Sisodia does have a stronghold there. But this time we are being told, and is it, as it appears, the Liquorgate controversy where he had faced maximum flack? We're trying to get more details about 3 out of 4 wards that are out from East Delhi. This, remember, is the area where garbage was a big issue, and the Aam Aadmi Party was banking that they will clear the garbage mountain, the garbage problems, all of that. Preeti?
You know, what's interesting is when you even look at Manish Sisodia's own constituency, let's look at 2020. I still remember his seat went down to the wire. The Aam Aadmi Party's emphatic win at that point of time swept, 67, sweeping the elections. One seat. I still remember Arvind Kejriwal kept waiting for Manish Sisodia's seat to finalize before he came out and spoke to the media, despite of a mandate which was unheard of. And even Manish Sisodia's seat went down to the wire that time. He won by the skin of his teeth, and all because of one comment on Shaheen Bagh is what was blamed on, where he said कि हम Shaheen Bagh के साथ खड़े हैं. But having said that, Pooja, we have to put this also somewhere down the line in context. Who was leading the campaign in Delhi while Arvind Kejriwal might have been on the ticket on posters?
It was Manish Sisodia.
Yeah, was Manish Sisodia. The deputy was leading this campaign, and a lot of that you see will also be a documentary.
Aam Aadmi Party loses Patparganj,
Mandavli to BJP.
This is all BJP.
That's all Manish Sisodia.
This is not Manish Sisodia's thing.
Patparganj is
yes, Mandavli is not.
Vinod
Yes.
Nagar.
Vinod Nagar, yes. But that's the thing where he is concerned. He's a great administrator, is how at least the Aam Aadmi Party
is
administrator.
face,
He has 11 portfolios where the Delhi government is concerned. But despite of all of that, 11 of them you have, but are you a good politician? And you're a good politician if you can, swing elections, win elections. Will this be a documentary, Rahul? Or Sanjay, will this be a documentary on Manish Sisodia?
Precisely, at the time, Manish Sisodia was made to come on FM radios to basically his campaign advertisement was going all over, and when Kejriwal was campaigning in Gujarat. Also, East Delhi, I think maximum gains in these elections for BJP has come from East Delhi. Remember that Kachra Pahar is in East Delhi.
And the protests also that were taking place in East Delhi.
Arvind Kejriwal made that look like when he started his these municipal corporation elections campaign, like he had done that Bijli Ka Var Joro kind of a thing in 2013 in some other part of Delhi. And that was the thing when Arvind Kejriwal started this particular campaign, and whole AAP might was there. I don't know whether it's a mountain of shame or otherwise, But fact remains, people in East Delhi did not trust what Arvind Kejriwal said, and less so to Manish Sisodia.
Rahul, you know, when you're looking at this, who are the faces for Delhi government? It is the health model of Satyendra Jain. It is the education model of Manish Sisodia. It was these two models that Arvind Kejriwal was taking elsewhere, and both these seats going to the BJP, at least most of these wards from that area.
See, I think I don't attribute that much significance.
रिजल्ट है उस चीज पे चर्चा करते हैं, जो आगे आएगा आगे देखेंगे।
धन्यवाद। बीजेपी नेता तरुण चौधरी से
अभी तक ये जो
किसको बिठा रहे हो? नमस्ते, बधाई हो, जीत गए।
देखिए, अभी तक सारे वोट गिने नहीं गए हैं, परंतु जो रुझान अभी तक आए हैं ये दिखाता है कि कल तक जो कह रहे थे 25 सीट नहीं आएगी, जो एग्जिट पोल कह रहे थे कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी दिल्ली में कहीं नहीं है, आज वो सारे खारिज हो चुके हैं और उल्टा जनता ने हम पर विश्वास जताया है। पिछली बार की MCD के चुनाव हो या पिछले बार की असेंबली के चुनाव हो, उसकी तुलना में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वोट लगातार बढ़ा है और जो आम आदमी पार्टी का 2020 में वोट था वो 54% वोट था, आज वो घटकर 42% हो चुका है। इसका मतलब जनता ने आम आदमी पार्टी की भ्रष्ट सरकार, उनके 8 वर्षों के जो कारनामे रहे उसके खिलाफ वोट डाला है। यहाँ तक कि सत्येंद्र जैन के इलाके में भी तीनों वार्ड पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जीत हासिल की है और आम आदमी पार्टी को मुंह की खानी पड़ी है। इसका मतलब कि आम आदमी पार्टी के भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ ये वोट किया गया है और आज आम आदमी पार्टी को इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए कि भ्रष्टाचारी मंत्रियों को कब तक बचाएंगे। अरविंद केजरीवाल को बताना चाहिए कि क्या अब वो सत्येंद्र जैन के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेंगे, क्या अब वो मनीष सिसोदिया के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेंगे या अब भी निर्लजता से भ्रष्टाचारियों को बचाएंगे।
आपके नेता लोग कह रहे हैं और पार्टी ने मन बना लिया कि मेयर तो हमारा ही होगा, कह रहे हैं, इसके पीछे क्या लॉजिक?
देखिए, 1.5 घंटा आने दीजिए और होने दीजिए, सारी जो पिक्चर है वो साफ हो जाएगी। अभी सारे वोट गिने नहीं गए हैं और निश्चित रूप से कल तक तो हमें 25 सीट नहीं दे रहे थे, हम 104 पर है अभी। 1.5 घंटे के बाद तस्वीर और भी साफ हो जाएगी। हम मेयर बनाने के लिए ही चुनाव लड़ रहे थे और मेयर भारतीय जनता पार्टी का दिल्ली में बनेगा।
धन्यवाद।
Rahul, as expected, BJP is targeting the whole Satyendra Jain issue. That's what they are trying to cash in on. Happening now to Manish Sisodia. I want to understand, what does this mean, and does this have any reflection on the health education model led by these top senior netas?
See, that's what I was saying earlier, that I don't think it's that serious a thing, but the fact remains that somebody like a Manish Sisodia, who is such a important element of Arvind Kejriwal's political and administrative effort, in his such a leader needs to pull his weight so much so that the party cannot lose elections in his areas, primarily because it will be interpreted as a referendum on the charges that the opposition has leveled. So a Satyendra Jain not failing to win seats in his own area and a Manish Sisodia creates a problem for Arvind Kejriwal.
Even in Mohalla clinics or schools.
It's a
even
perception.
Though steps have been appreciated, to be fair to Manish Sisodia,
it's a perceptional loss.
The agitation against corruption by Anna Hazare, of which Arvind Kejriwal part, it built a perception. True. Now Arvind Kejriwal, by constantly backing these people, Bharat Ratna being brought in, I think again, Arvind Kejriwal should go back to the drawing board and look at these elements, that these leaders are not pulling through. They're not getting the political dividends, in fact getting political losses, which become a referendum. I think that's what, again in Gujarat, for example, eventually if Narendra Modi wins the seat, then a lot of opposition charge actually gets obliterated, gets obscured. Eventually public has voted for you.
You can be a good administrator but a terrible politician or a bad politician. We don't know whether these numbers reflect as much and how much they will, but perceptionally, yes, doesn't look good for Manish Sisodia or even Satyendra Jain. Manish Sisodia more so because this election was fought under his banner at a local level, though it was Arvind Kejriwal on the ticket. But I want to cut across to Priyanka Kakkad, the spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Priyanka, congratulations, you're headed. Okay, we don't have the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. We're going to try and connect to the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson there. If we still have Anshul Avijit, I want to bring Anshul Avijit. Anshul, we've come out a lot in terms of criticizing the Congress's campaign. You're showing abysmal at that. But you must, if it's a party that wants to get in and now fight elections where your Chintan is more than just Chintan and you want to get down to it, is the fact this election could be your turning point or your cornerstone where Delhi is concerned. You've made that difference with what we are looking at in terms of numbers for an Aam Aadmi Party to get to from 130 to 150 and over. And if there is a factor, it would possibly be attributed to the Congress's factor without any of your own doing. It is the people who at one point of time constituencies and vote banks which possibly the Aam Aadmi Party thought had absolutely no option, that they would go nowhere else but ultimately would have to come to the Aam Aadmi Party. There's a sizable chunk this time around that has turned on the Aam Aadmi Party, pretty much giving a message saying even though the Congress is going to be nowhere, we are going to stick by the Congress. You had very little to do with that. And this is your possibly your cornerstone to build on where your Delhi voters are concerned.
Well, that certainly could be a silver lining. I mean, the fact that in democracy you take what you get. Let me settle this question. I mean, there are serious challenges to be overcome. Democracy teaches very harsh lessons, and if you can't learn from them, then you end up paying the price. I mean, you ultimately have to earn the trust of the electorate. In this case, our message may not have gone through, as in multiple times. But, having said this aside, I want to make this larger point that I make again, that, Indian democracy has become highly reductive, whether it's Indian modernity, right? Because the irony is, and by the way, your coverage of this election has been excellent. From Burari to Vasant Vihar, you've had a micro-analysis of all constituencies, and I've personally gained a lot from it. That is besides the point. But the fact is, the irony is that the parliament session is going on, and ultimately, what do you elect people for? What is democracy for? What is elections for? It is for governance, right? So ultimately there is governance. Governance, we are saying time and again, has been forsaken in the altar of electoral politics, right? Nobody can undermine the nature of elections here. They are very exceedingly important. They determine who is going to govern. But what has been forsaken is governance. There is not enough focus on that. And that is what all our focus is, apart from elections, is also on other aspects of the lack of governance that we are trying to bring out.
Focus soon on that, Anshul, because there are other parties who are trying to even go national quoting with what they have in the MCD, and perhaps Congress will want to immediately think on that. Meanwhile, 119 votes officially won by the Aam Aadmi Party, inching closer to the halfway mark, and for them they'll want to hope the majority mark as well. 96 votes for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Congress for now trending with 8. Rahul and Sanjay, in fact I'll take that question to Sanjay also now. Sheila Dikshit era changing now to the Kejriwal era. Can we say that for Delhi politics?
In a way, yes. But with a difference. Sheila Dikshit, when she won for Delhi for the third time for Congress party, there was considerable delay in making Sheila Dikshit's appointment as Chief Minister. And there was a lot of heartburn among people at large. I'm not saying among congressmen.
Yes.
And with Sheila Dikshit, Congress brought in Purvanchali vote, because by then, with Madan Lal Khurana's era, BJP was heavily banking on Punjabi and Delhi votes, and
those who came from Pakistan.
Yeah, those who came from Pakistan, and putting less attention on Purvanchali vote. And Delhi's demographic structure had by then changed. Sheila Dikshit, with her Dikshit title, though she was a proper Delhiite, but with her Dikshit title, soft, suave image.
चुनाव कोई भी जीते, सीएम तो शिवसेना का होगा. यहाँ ऐसा तो नहीं बीजेपी फिर वही संजय राउत मोमेंट आ जाएगा.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज दिल्ली के अरविंद केजरीवाल को दी है. जैसे दिल्ली सरकार की चाबियां दिल्ली वालों ने अपने परिवार के बड़े बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल के हाथ में सौंपी थी, ऐसे ही नगर निगम की चाबियां भी अपने परिवार के बड़े बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के हाथ में सौंपकर एक संदेश दिया है कि दिल्ली वाले काम करने वालों को वोट देते हैं, बदनाम करने वालों को वोट नहीं देते. बहुमत का आंकड़ा आम आदमी पार्टी के पास, मैजिकल नंबर आम आदमी पार्टी के पास, दिल्ली वालों का प्यार, आशीर्वाद, उनका सत्कार, उनकी बेशुमार मोहब्बत अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पास. तो फिर मेयर भी आम आदमी पार्टी का और सरकार भी आम आदमी पार्टी की ही बनेगी.
एक बात ये फ्लोट हो रही है कि एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ लागू नहीं होता, उधर से एलजी नॉमिनेट कर देंगे. बहुत कहानियां और भी तो चल रही हैं.
देखिए, मैं इन कहानियों में नहीं जाना चाहता, और मैं आपको सीधी बात ये कहना चाहता हूं कि आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी. जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि नॉमिनेट हो जाएंगे, मेरी जानकारी में तो नॉमिनेटेड काउंसलर वोट ही नहीं डाल सकते, किसी भी चीज़ पर वोट नहीं डालते हैं. तो ये सारी चीज़ें, ये सारा गणित एक बार चुनाव पूरी तरीके से समाप्त हो जाए तो आप और हम बैठ के भी करेंगे. बहुमत का आंकड़ा आम आदमी पार्टी के पास है. दिल्ली वालों ने बीजेपी का सफाया करने के लिए वोट दिया. 15 साल की निकम्मी भ्रष्ट बीजेपी सरकार को उखाड़ फेंका, और पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि सीधी लड़ाई जिसमें भारतीय जनता पार्टी सत्ता में है और आम आदमी पार्टी ने चुनौती दी है, एक ऐसी सीधी लड़ाई में सत्ता से बीजेपी को उखाड़ फेंक कर अपनी सरकार बनाने का काम, बहुमत का आंकड़ा लाने का काम आम आदमी पार्टी ने किया है. दिल्ली का ये छोटा सा चुनाव जो डायरेक्ट फाइट थी बीजेपी आम आदमी पार्टी के बीच में, ये एक राष्ट्रीय राजनीति में भी एक बड़ा संदेश देता है कि राष्ट्रीय राजनीति भी अब कहीं ना कहीं बीजेपी बनाम आम आदमी पार्टी, केजरीवाल बनाम मोदी बनती जा रही है।
दरअसल विधानसभा चुनाव में आम आदमी पार्टी की जो परफॉर्मेंस रही है उसकी वजह से बार बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है, तो इसलिए उम्मीद थी कि अरविंद केजरीवाल कह रहे थे 220 होंगे, तो झाड़ू तो चलिए चल गई, लेकिन सीके मुझे बहुत लग रहा है जैसे कम हो गए कि आपने सोचा 220 होंगी, वो आंकड़ा कम हो गया।
दिल्ली वालों ने ना हमें एक लत लगा दी। 70 में से 67 सीटें, 70 में से 62 सीटें, 90%, 95%। तो जब बच्चा सारे एग्जाम्स में 90%, 95% नंबर ला रहा हो, फिर एक एग्जाम में 85% या 80% आ जाए ना, तो लगता है यार नतीजा अच्छा तो नहीं आया, कहीं खराब तो नहीं हो गया। लेकिन नंबर अच्छे आए, बच्चा पास हो गया। दिल्ली वालों ने हरे थम्स अप और हरी झंडी अरविंद केजरीवाल को दिखाई। और देखिए इस चुनाव में, ये म्युनिसिपल चुनाव है, छोटा सा चुनाव है, कोई स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का चुनाव भी नहीं है, लेकिन इस छोटे से चुनाव में 7 मुख्यमंत्री भाजपा के मैदान में उतरे, 17 से ज्यादा केंद्रीय मंत्री मैदान में उतरे, 100 से ज्यादा सांसद मैदान में उतरे, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सीबीआई, बीजेपी की ईडी और बीजेपी की इनकम टैक्स के साथ साथ महाठग जो तिहाड़ जेल में बंद है उसको स्टार प्रचारक बनाकर बीजेपी मैदान में लेकर आई। क्यों? क्योंकि 5 फुट 5 इंच के एक शख्स अरविंद केजरीवाल, लेकिन ये केजरीवाल जी का रथ है जिसे भगवान का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त है। ये दौड़ता गया और बाउंड्री पार कर गया, और बीजेपी के सारी साजिशें फेल हुई। दिल्ली वालों ने अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल को माथे पे चूमकर आशीर्वाद देते हुए नगर निगम की चाबियां और जिम्मेदारी सौंपी।
मत प्रतिशत पर क्या एनालिसिस करने की भी जरूरत है? आम आदमी पार्टी को लगता है कि एक बार विचार भी करना होगा, क्योंकि इस ऐसे मत प्रतिशत का अगर असर आगे की विधानसभा चुनाव पे पड़ता है, जाहिर उसमें बहुत समय है, लोकसभा चुनाव भी आएंगे।
देखिए सबको आकलन करना चाहिए, हमें भी करना चाहिए और हम करेंगे भी। कहाँ वोट परसेंटेज बढ़ा है और क्यों बढ़ा है, कहाँ घटा है और क्यों घटा है, हर पार्टी को करना चाहिए, हम भी करेंगे। और बीजेपी को मेरी अनसॉलिसिटेड एडवाइस है, बिन मांगी सलाह है कि बीजेपी भी थोड़ा आकलन करे कि क्या ये कीचड़ फेंकने की, गाली देने की राजनीति, पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ प्रोपेगेंडा, पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ अब्यूज कहीं बीजेपी को गलत रास्ते पे तो नहीं ले गई। देखिए हुआ क्या, परिवार के बड़े बेटे को गाली दो तो सभी परिवार के सदस्यों को बुरा लगता है। ऐसे ही दिल्ली के परिवार के बड़े बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल को बीजेपी के लोगों ने गाली देने का काम किया, उन पे कीचड़ उछालने का काम किया, लेकिन दिल्ली के लोगों ने, दिल्ली के परिवार ने अपने बेटे पे फेंके गए एक एक कीचड़ का बदला वोट की ताकत से लिया और एक संदेश दिया कि अरविंद केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार हैं, आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है, और बीजेपी जो कट्टर बेईमान पार्टी है उसकी नकारात्मक राजनीति को हम उखाड़ फेंकेंगे।
चलिए, फिलहाल राघव चड्ढा के लिए अच्छा मोमेंट है और ठीक है, बाकी एनालिसिस होता रहेगा। कम से कम आज के लिए जो जीता वही सिकंदर। दिल्ली से गिरीश के साथ में आशुतोष मिश्रा।
That's partly correct also. जो जीता वही सिकंदर, and these reactions also as coming in. If I understand, if I know Delhi well, it is, I think it's not about Kattar Imandar or corruption. I think this is just a Delhi resident saying, let's have one party in both municipal corporation and government. We are fed up of the tu-tu meh-meh. Rahul, do you agree? It's the fed up of tu-tu meh-meh. At least now do the work.
I think delivery. I think delivery is the issue here. Arvind Kejriwal, delivery mechanism. I think people of Delhi are tired of the poor delivery by the last MCD. They have tried BJP too long. There are too many issues being faced. I think there was a terrible amount of complacence in the MCD. You talk to anybody who is living in Delhi, he had problems as far as the civic apathy is concerned. I think this is a vote for change. People have realized that perhaps Arvind Kejriwal, who is doing a decent job in Delhi,
will be more approachable, accessible, will deliver.
Might deliver better. So I think they have removed, Delhi walas have removed that kind of red tape and bickering between the two setups. It's all in one hand, though MCD employees are central employees as per the new bill, and that may create its own complications. But then definitely, I think Arvind Kejriwal will straddle both. So double engine ki sarkar idhar will be there in Delhi. One hopes that the mounds of garbage and the mess on Delhi streets will be over soon.
Let's look at some of the visuals also, Preeti. Let's look at some of the
All right, let's cut across right now. Okay, celebratory shots coming in from across the national capital, understandably so. There will be a thrust for the Aam Aadmi Party, even though dil mein itni khushi nahi hogi. They would have expected jo laddu that they are giving across puja, वो उतने मन में नहीं फूट रहे होंगे. That would have happened if it was one.
Bigger boxes
I want to know one thing, that since you know AAP so well, do you have any inside dope on which is the most preferred halwai for laddu?
I'll tell you the only thing. No, Rahul, I'll only tell you one thing which I'm quite surprised that they're serving laddus, because I'll tell you there's a story which any Aam Aadmi Party reporter will vouch by. 2017, when the Aam Aadmi Party thought that they were sweeping Punjab. So these pandals had been propped up, they had got these halwais
Already
who were
ready.
making these big bundi ka laddus. All of that had happened.
And
When
then?
that abysmal loss happened, for years we never saw laddus at the Aam Aadmi. It was considered a bad omen. So I think for the first time I'm actually seeing laddus being distributed, because the first thing they'll say is laddu nahi distribute hoga.
But why is Arvind
which is the most
Kejriwal
preferred
not
laddu?
walking out?
Which halwai?
Is Arvind Kejriwal, going to ensure
Because
that
BJP had its own. BJP had its own. For example, if you go
What
to Arun
halwai
Jaitley
there
at one
on the
time,
side?
the Gopala Rasgullas were very famous there. The Bedmi Puris were fixed where they were coming from. And the halwais, Sanjay will definitely tell you, there were some preferred halwais also. And tentwalas.
Oh, tent wala
And what's also celebration
that has
about
great
the
deal of
mithai and of course a lot of good food also. Alright, so when are we expecting Arvind Kejriwal? That remains to be seen. Perhaps he wants to have that majority mark, at least a halfway mark. Yes, Sanjay, go ahead.
Some in politics actually don't take and offer laddu because they are saffron in color.
Is that really?
Yes.
Oh God, who would have known? But having said that, okay, so this is what it looks like. When are we expecting Arvind Kejriwal? At about 2:30 is what we are getting to understand, that he's going to reach the headquarters. He wants the numbers to firm up a little, because this has been a dicey situation for the Aam Aadmi Party. I was just talking to somebody from the Aam Aadmi Party, and the first thing they said is that thode time ke liye gala sukh gaya tha. And I think when we were all in the studio, we saw that happen as well. When it was neck and neck, even now, it's not like a number they'd be very happy with. But I'm sure बहुतों का in the Aam Aadmi Party थोड़े time के लिए गला सूख गया होगा, because this was completely a number which even the pollsters didn't expect. Viewers, they didn't read this kind of number. We have to concede even our own poll at best gave the Bharatiya Janata Party 91 wards, starting from 69 wards. This number is way over that mark.
Preeti, if I may add to what Rahul said about municipal corporation performance by the BJP leadership, local leadership, was not something which actually inspired great deal of confidence among the voters. But for Narendra Modi's image in their mind for BJP, those who went out and voted for the BJP, the results would have been different. You see these results, these fighting results in football parlance, if I may say, it's like Japan losing to Croatia, not like Switzerland losing to Spain, Portugal yesterday night. So these BJP can take some heart out from these results, but fact remains that but for their central leadership hard effort.
Also delimitation, we're not talking about delimitation also enough. The unified MCD that's also contesting, that could have also made a difference for the BJP. Could it have benefited the Bharatiya Janata Party at some level?
See, I think the BJP unified the three commands primarily because it knew that it was having problems vis-a-vis the three constituencies, because one North was never with the BJP. I think what the BJP thought, that in case they are able to swing the vote in the party's favor, get the correct numbers or close to correct numbers, and grab hold of the MCD on the whole, have a mayor who will be virtual equivalent to a Delhi Chief Minister, I think they could create that political element about Delhi, that, see, this is what we can do. I think that's where it backfired. But with just 3 MLAs in the last assembly, the BJP was quite a handful. Although I think the BJP couldn't get any traction in Delhi and didn't really do well after that. But these 100 odd men who may win from the BJP, and if they win, because I think 100 will be a very good psychological point.
True, it's a psychological mark. And you know, it's a psychological mark, Rahul, not just for the BJP, but more so for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes.
You know, it's going to dent the Aam Aadmi Party a lot more.
There will be quite a handful. There will be quite a handful in the MCD.
Exactly, you're right there. But you know, what I'll take heart in is also, you know, we was away from the politics. There has to be something that has to be said. Bhagwant Mann is pulling in or pulling out?
He's going
back to the Chief Minister's residence. So this is going in. He stepped out for a while and now he's back at the Chief Minister's residence. That's 6 civil lines there. And this is the headquarters. That is Durgesh Pathak. Durgesh Pathak has been one of the key men of the Aam Aadmi Party, and I have to at least say, given to him, he was very, very helpful, especially during COVID.
Even in Punjab elections,
Punjab election not so much, Pooja, but when COVID was there in Delhi, I know so many people who will come out and say that Durgesh Pathak actually really helped them. Enjoys a lot of goodwill when it comes down to, he's also now, he's stepped into Raghav Chadda's shoes for the Rajendra Nagar constituency. So he's now the MLA from the Rajendra.
And that's why he was in controversy, remember? The day before elections, BJP was saying he's been illegally campaigning.
Grassroots worker. He's put in the hard miles to reach where he is. He started there, actually started as a cadre, as a jhanda bearing cadre, as a volunteer of the Aam
India
Aadmi
Against
Party.
Corruption, basically.
He's grown in the ranks there. But okay, so that is Durgesh Pathak, and it's, he also was one of the members of the core team. Atishi we haven't quite seen. Even Kalkaji, what we are getting to understand, hasn't quite done well. Where is Atishi in all of this? She's been missing in action in the last couple of days. But Saurabh,
I think it's only Raghav Chadda and Saurabh Bhardwaj who we see today the most. We don't see a lot of other netas of the Aam Aadmi Party. Maybe all of them waiting.
But right now they're all acting. Manish Sisodia is in a huddle with Arvind Kejriwal. They'll be watching these numbers very, very closely. They're still hoping, I would think, because how close does it get, Rahul? It's not just 100 votes which matter. I still remember, my own corporator last election won from 35 votes. So it actually does come down to the wire.
Yes, it does come down to the wire. Remember, it's a city, eventually maybe the second largest municipal in the world. But the fact is that with these numbers, Aam Aadmi Party is assured of a space inside the MCD in the treasury part. But it might be uncomfortable. But you see, I think Arvind Kejriwal will be looking at that plus 80 which is there on our screen.
Yes.
That plus 80 is the key.
True.
Minus 57 for BJP, minus 14 for the Congress means both the national party is shrinking.
And Aam Aadmi.
Remember, I don't know.
How much of it is likely to change, do you think, in the next half an hour?
I don't think there is likely to change much because
135, 130
it's following a certain trend. Arvind Kejriwal's party will be above the halfway mark. It looks like it. But the fact remains that the BJP being such a close second and with the later number game, how it is going to work out with nominations and others. The point here for Arvind Kejriwal, interesting, will be that he is going to get hold of the MCD. I think that was a major problem in the last few years for his governance and delivery was a major problem. Getting hold of MCD. Remember, I'll tell you something very interesting.
But will it end, Rahul? That's the whole point. Will it end the tu-tu mem or will there be just another
No, it's not going to end. BJP is there in large numbers. The employees of the MCD are
under
central employees, and the governor is lieutenant governor is always there.
Municipal Corporation Joint Secretary level officer appointed by the centre.
They are appointed by the centre, so there might be a lot of bickering as far as the MCD is concerned. But I think right now what one can say certainly that AAP can say that it rules Delhi and its work has created ground for it to gain 80 odd seats. I think politics, Jo Jitao Sikandar element will be going for that plus 80. I think that plus 80 should be the talking point today. Rest can wait.
For sure, a state party beating two big national parties, absolutely any day a moment of celebration, not the landslide that he would have expected. Nevertheless, as we can see some of the winners there on the screen one by one from this is Lakshmi Nagar, again the same area, East Delhi, where they would have liked Aam Aadmi Party to get a landslide, but it's the BJP. Let's go across to Aishwarya Paliwal, right outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Bhagwant Mann, who's just gone inside the residence. When are we expecting any activity going on? It's, there's a lot of silence which just looks very strange for now, Aishwarya.
I think halfway mark.
Well, Pooja, it is looking a little strange, but let me tell you, we are expecting all of them to leave from the house in another 10 to 15 minutes. That's what we are understanding. You will be able to see, the entourage of the Chief Minister of Punjab, at least 7 to 8 cars lined up and they are all ready to leave. So what we understand is that Bhagwat Mann is inside and in the next 10 to 15 minutes, Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia,
the Aam Aadmi Party is the Chief Minister of Delhi actually waiting to hit the halfway mark. Because right now, in terms of not leads, but wards won, for the Aam Aadmi Party, it's 120. They're still 5 short of winning wards where the halfway mark is concerned. Is that the minute they hit the halfway mark is when you see that cavalcade leave from 6 civil lines?
Yes, Preeti, that is exactly what they are waiting for. They are keeping a very close eye, and as soon as they hit the 125, 126 mark, that's when the entire cavalcade will leave. And we understand that Bhagwat Mann is here, and they together will go to the Aam Aadmi Party office. He went inside just a couple of minutes back. Another 15 to 20 minutes. That's what we are made to understand. The police is on high alert here. They are all preparing themselves in another 15 to 20 minutes.
Alert us as and when that happens. Maybe they'll not react yet. They'll want to wait and go to the headquarters. Preeti, let's just get into the mind of Arvind Kejriwal for a minute. What do you think, watching these trends right now, or of course as the wards are turning into victories, what would Arvind Kejriwal be thinking right now? Because we've covered the party for so long to kind of have an idea of what the top leadership must be thinking.
I would think the Aam Aadmi Party, and there are a lot of plus and minuses with any political party, but I would think the Aam Aadmi Party and even Arvind Kejriwal is a very data-driven man. Ever since 2017, if you've seen, for them, data is key and data is king. Data is something in which they will go into an election and put all their lot in, and data is key in which they will take all their lot out and move. And I'll give you an example. If you look at what happened in Gujarat and Himachal, they realized, they conducted a couple of surveys on ground, they realized that Himachal is an out-and-out direct contest between the BJP and the Congress. It's not what they gauged or what they felt. Data suggested. Though common knowledge would suggest that smaller state, Himachal, could have, traction for an outsider party like the Aam Aadmi Party. But then their data had shown similarly in Uttarakhand. They applied the same data, where it came down to Himachal. They realized very quickly that यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं होने वाला, यहाँ पे दाल नहीं गलेगी. Immediately, overnight, the entire party,
the strategy shifted.
The strategy shifted. They left Himachal. They realized, they conducted a couple of surveys, and they realized, they saw in a place like maybe Gujarat, that a belt like Saurashtra, which we'll debate tomorrow, Rahul, could very well be their Malwa.
Chance, yes.
In the coming years. And data suggested, survey suggested that they could really have a fighting chance to actually replace the Congress.
Are you saying
in time,
they went
in
wrong
Gujarat.
with the data
in
here?
Gujarat. No, it's not that they went wrong with the data here. So what he will do here is that he's going to study this data very closely. And believe me, what will happen now is that there will be a deep dive in terms of data on why is that the minority vote has completely shifted. Because till now there was an assumption at the end of the Aam Aadmi Party that they might not be pandering to that vote, but that vote had no option.
I know that Arvind Kejriwal wouldn't be happy at all looking at the BJP's wards and the number that the BJP has got, for sure.
I have one question for you then. In Punjab, Arvind Kejriwal went in. He did not win the election. He waited, and then in the next election did well. Why did he pull out in Himachal? It was the opportunity to get a foothold this time and maybe work out the next time around. I think it's not as simple.
The demography, Rahul, it's the demography. The demography of a Gujarat is quite like the demography, though they are very, very different. They have different political animals as states, but the demography is the same. If you look at the entire Saurashtra region, it mimics the Malwa region in terms of class issues, where caste is not an issue. In terms of what will actually come in as is, angst against the dispensation, which was there in Malwa, poorer.
I'll tell you. Himachal is one state where people actually don't realize there has been a very strong left presence. And that has been the territory where Arvind Kejriwal has done. When we talk Malwa and other regions, it is not really
even their assembly had a communist party.
So I think, and in a state where each constituency is actually 60,000, I think Arvind Kejriwal had a chance.
Well, for him...
Is it pure political calculation that should I burn my fingers this time, or did he
There's so much time, so many
resources,
where do I invest?
Congress and the BJP?
Yes.
Well, I would think the Aam Aadmi Party's reasoning of leaving Himachal, number one, was just their surveys just didn't give them any traction. Number one. Number two, Satyendra Jain was given the charge of Himachal.
Did it give them traction last time in Gujarat? It didn't.
No, the last time...
0.06%.
0.06%, but they came back. But here, in terms of, they looked at Himachal as they looked at Uttarakhand. With what went down in Uttarakhand, they thought Himachal could mimic the same result. And they did abysmally, in Uttarakhand. And then Satyendra Jain was arrested. Who was in charge of Himachal? Satyendra Jain.
What you're saying, it could be that there would be fights spreading themselves thin in three states.
Thin. And also, overnight, Rahul, if you remember, overnight, the entire leadership of what they created in Himachal shifted to the BJP.
The marginal utility factor.
They all Kejriwal moved to the BJP. So maybe that could be the reason on Himachal.
And for Kejriwal, Preeti, it's been often about the fight. Remember when in Varanasi he decided to contest against Narendra Modi? Of course, he was never going to win.
Also,
but he did go ahead.
Pooja,
so it's also about...
thing that you are saying about Varanasi, I think that was precisely the factor why he went to Gujarat. By going to Gujarat, he got great deal of publicity.
Yes, more than Himachal.
Precisely, more than what he was able to do there, he created a buzz around the country.
State like Gujarat.
Arvind Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party, all them.
And moving to 2024, it propels him to the state of the challenger. Gujarat is where you're challenging Modi, you're challenging the BJP, and come 2024, if you do well, if you get a 20% and you are paralleling Congress in Gujarat, then you could very well be the main challenger in 2024. Perception. And he's a man who works on perception to build it.
Will he now liberate the Aam Aadmi Party more to focus on the national canvas from here on?
It all depends, to be honest, it will all depend on what the showing in Gujarat is. If they get a 20%, 100%, then it's all in. You will see already in the next 1 month, it's on hold right now is what I'm getting to understand. But within days from now, they're going to go back into the war room and plan Karnataka. If you know, Dinesh Gundu Rao from the Congress has already come in to the Aam Aadmi Party where Karnataka is concerned. So they will go and test waters in Karnataka as well. But I would think a lot depends on what goes down in Gujarat. It will be either a wake-up call that you've bitten off too much, more than you can chew, or it would be that you're a political disruptor and you can be as audacious as
But I know that for Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, 2024 is very crucial. That is their aim. They know they've got Delhi. They know they can slowly, steadily get other
Their actual aim is 29, Pooja.
2024 but of course, 2024 will be the stepping stone. Yeah. Like that's where they are aiming for now. So it's going to be very crucial. We have these updates coming in. This is Geeta Colony again, East Delhi, won by the Bharatiya Janata Party. All of this, remember, crucial areas. These are areas where Satyendra Jain had a stronghold, or Manish Sisodia in this case in East Delhi. All of these areas, most of these wards are going to the Bharatiya Janata Party.
She was the mayor last time.
All right, that's Neema Bhagat. And so it's going to be very interesting to see who becomes the mayor this time. I know that Shikha Rai of the BJP was a popular candidate as well, but now
if it's the Aam Aadmi Party, it has to be a woman. I really want to know who they're going to prop up.
That's going to be very interesting.
That woman
so these reactions coming in while celebrations on for the Aam Aadmi Party. Aishwarya Paliwal is telling us at Civil Lines that's just going to be in the next 10 to 15 minutes that this cavalcade of 7 to 8 vehicles are going to leave the Chief Minister's residence. It's going to go to the party headquarters. The visuals coming in. Dancing crew, these young men and women, they're part of that dancing team. They've been there with the Aam Aadmi Party since the beginning, since India Against Corruption days. The flags and banners are out. There are a few changes. I remember the last time it was a complete white flag with the black writings on that flag. All of that has changed. The color yellow making its prominence felt now. So these are some of the changes that have come for the Aam Aadmi Party. But one by one, as these reactions coming in, I can't help but think again, how much Rahul and Sanjay, for you also, as I asked this question, 50.47. Are we looking at the age group that has voted for the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party? Are we looking at the demographic character as well? Are we looking at perhaps the privileged, the lesser privileged groups? We were all expecting that the lesser privileged group may just en masse vote for the Aam Aadmi Party. Doesn't look like that has happened. 124 wards. So right there, just almost there, touching the halfway mark. And perhaps we'll wait for the majority mark as well for the Aam Aadmi Party. Nevertheless, a big victory. It has got into the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. But is it big enough? And perhaps Arvind Kejriwal would have liked few more wards to be there in their box for them to claim the victory that they would have expected. Rahul, so as we talk about 50.47%, there are a lot of questions. Who voted? Posh societies didn't vote, all of that. Now do you think it's getting a little more clear?
See, yeah, the picture is clear. I think that's what I said earlier. The Aam Aadmi Party seems to have done what the BJP has achieved. Beyond its traditional vote bank, getting the vote of the poor through the Labharthi scheme and others, attracting the young voters. Remember that 15 years is a long time. So somebody who might have been 3 years old when last time around a non-BJP MCD was there. So that voter is young today and he finds AAP more fascinating. So I think if that's what
But I wish youth would have voted more. Young men and women did not vote as much as they should have.
That's what. See, if you see the age groups also, even among the our exit poll says that in the 26 to 35 range, 48% voted for AAP, 36 to 50, 43% voted, 51 to 60, 36% voted. So there is a sizable number. The only
Sanjay, is this yes? Go ahead.
Only the higher above 50 years, the BJP gets more votes. But the fact remains that there is a wider spectrum of voters voting for the Aam Aadmi Party, and I think the income element is very interesting.
बिजली और पानी का बिल नहीं आता है, bus free है. That has got the Aam Aadmi Party these votes.
SC and poor have voted. That's what our exit polls.
That is, I think, biggest contributory factor to AAP's win, more so post-COVID, because the scenario on the ground changed since then. The kind of migrants Purvanchali vote that they got in assembly elections.
All right, so that's the latest news break that we're getting in. Aam Aadmi Party in terms of one wards has crossed the halfway mark now, and you will see Arvind Kejriwal leave his residence 6 civil lines very soon now, because they were waiting for the halfway mark. Confirmation waivers coming in. AAP's got majority, cleared the halfway mark, 126 now. Anything over that would be more than welcome, but I would reckon it will now settle from 130 to 140. That's where the number of wards for the Aam Aadmi Party would settle at. But Aam Aadmi Party's got majority. Cutting across to Aishwarya Paliwal, who's joining us from 6 civil lines. Aishwarya, I would think any time now the Chief Minister would leave. They've reached the halfway mark. Majority for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, that is what we all are waiting for, Preeti. Cars and cavalcades, the Delhi government car also now, part of the cavalcade that will move together. We will move and show you the pictures. The, security personnel here on alert. They all understand that any time now we can expect all the 4 of them to step out. Arvind Kejriwal inside, the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia also inside. Sanjay Singh is also inside, and now Bhagwat Mann, the Chief Minister of Punjab. All of them very keenly watching what's taking place on the results. The security on high alert. We are just expecting, Preeti, in about 5 to 10 minutes. That's the maximum. We will see all of them step out. Security is on alert, and then we will see them take place. We are also expecting some kind of press conference. Some movement, Preeti. We'll show you the visuals. Some movement outside the Chief Minister's house. They've crossed the halfway mark. The security on alert. And we also see the security of Bhagwat Mann now moving towards the main gate. Security on alert. We are expecting the cavalcade and these people to move out. The car's moving now, Preeti. We'll keep you on the visuals.
The Innova vehicle starting to leave for the headquarters. Satyendra Jain would be missed.
Now. Not Innova anymore.
MG Hector?
The Chief Minister graduated from what was it earlier? A Wagon-R to an Innova to an MG Hector.
Remember the blue Wagon-R, yeah, that it started with an MG Hector. Now all right. But do you think Satyendra Jain would be missed today? I mean, of course, serious charges against him, nevertheless, was a part of the
one thing is for sure, trust Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal in that victory speech he's going to make at the headquarters. He will begin, I'm sure, with the Kattar Imandar image, and somewhere down the line invoke Satyendra Jain, who's in jail. It's not just Satyendra Jain. Vijay, the other one of the key players for the Aam Aadmi Party, is also in Tihar jail now. So understandably, Arvind Kejriwal is going to invoke all of them, because this would be at least, whether as emphatic or not, a win is a win, and it will be peddled by the Aam Aadmi Party, and why not, as a referendum against the corruption charges that they had by the BJP, especially video leaks, all of that. So it's bound to happen.
All right, so 97 wards for the Bharatiya Janata Party and 126 now for the Aam Aadmi Party. This, remember, we'll wait for a little more while till there is an exact result as it comes out. But even touching 3 digits, Preeti, for the BJP, how should one look at it? Is it their campaign attacking the Aam Aadmi Party work? Is it their work on the ground? What is it that
They've
the BJP
stuck to their voter base. I would think that's what it is. They've retained Rahul.
See, I think there are 2 sides to it. One, they have managed to keep their voters together. But I think if they keep saying that Narendra Modi is voted back to power because he delivers, if they have lost 50% of the seats, it means that they have not delivered. That's what the voters are telling the BJP.
All right, I want to go back. Let's go back to Aishwarya. Let's see what's happening there. Aishwarya, over to you.
Has the MG
Any movement finally?
Preeti, we are expecting all of them to, step out. The security is on high alert. We'll just show you the visuals to tell you the kind of buzz that's outside the CM's house. The security personnel on one side, they are all ready. The cavalcade of the Chief Minister of Punjab is on the other side. They too are ready. Now all eyes on this black gate to open. Once the gate does, we will see cars. Arvind Kejriwal in one car, Manish Sisodia in the other, Bhagwat Mann and Sanjay Singh, all of them to leave. Any minute now, Preeti, we are expecting them because it is a decisive win for the Aam Aadmi Party. They have crossed the mark. We are now expecting the movement to happen. And from here, they will straight go to the AAP headquarters where they'll take part in the celebrations that are taking place. And then from there, they will, we are also expecting maybe Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will also address the media there. That's also something that we are understanding at the moment. Preeti, Pooja.
At the civil lines in just about a short while we have these visuals coming in. It's that cavalcade. Remember, there's Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. There is Member of Parliament Sanjay Singh, Raghav Chadha, all of them together in a huddle. It will be very interesting to see what Arvind Kejriwal says. But a big day, Preeti. Let's give it to the Aam Aadmi Party for getting municipal corporation. It's not maybe the victory that they would have wanted.
Not as big as they would have wanted.
But they've got it.
Yeah, they'd be happy. Because why they'd be happy, viewers? It's not that they haven't faced off with the BJP. They did it in 2015, 2020 in Delhi. But this is the first time they're facing off with an incumbent BJP, and it's their first direct political battle in that sort. So having said that, Arvind Kejriwal will make a meal out of it. Trust him to begin with Bharat Mata Ki Jai chants, begin with the Kattar Imandar. But as Rahul Srivastava also asked me, how will he make it into a Kodak moment? Well, I don't know, but he will. There's something that he will do, and he's always done that, if you remember. Rahul, every time he's come out...
That's why he has a lot of shades of Narendra Modi to him.
True.
I think today, if he comes out, he will send out a signal for the next state and the next election. That's what I expect Arvind Kejriwal to do.
Also, but what they'll be waiting for, Pooja and Sanjay, and I'm sure, and I'll bring you in on this, is the results of Gujarat tomorrow. How emphatic this win is will also be decided out. How emphatic is the vote share tomorrow when the Gujarat results are read out?
I think that has been slightly diluted today. Of course, he's going to make a Kodak moment either case, and he is going to talk big about these elections, and he has a reason to do so. But the way he wanted it to go for tomorrow's kind of results, and exit poll predictions are not kind of very enthusiastic for him. But trust Kejriwal to pull out something out of it.
And to say something that if those who've not voted for him in Gujarat may suddenly have a doubt in their mind, you never know, because he's good with words, and when he'll speak at a moment like
Gujarat, I think Gujarat, he has served his purpose. He went to Gujarat to become a national talking point, which he became, without having kind of resources and support base. And
what next is Karnataka?
Modi versus Kejriwal. Kejriwal at the moment has 0 seats in parliament. BJP is sitting pretty over 303 seats on its own, but you try and make out a contest out of nothing. Kejriwal and his kind of support base is very good at that.
So
therefore, he has played his part, irrespective of Gujarat results.
Our reporters are on the ground. Tejshri, who's been talking to voters now for days, also to the netas. Tejshri, where are you standing right now? Heightened activity behind you as well. Abhishek Anand also will join us soon from the National Capital. Our reporters are on the ground at different places. Tejshri, over to you.
Manish Sisodia just tweeted.
I'm standing in Nandgiri of Northeast.
Tejshri, stay with me. Manish Sisodia right now on Aam Aadmi Party's victory in MCD polls. He has just tweeted, and I will read the tweet out. Delhi MCD में आम आदमी पार्टी पर भरोसा करने के लिए दिल्ली की जनता को दिल से आभार. दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी और सबसे नेगेटिव पार्टी को हराकर दिल्ली की जनता ने कट्टर ईमानदार और काम करने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की को जिताया है. One clearly, this is what we were talking about.
हमारे लिए ये सिर्फ जीत नहीं, बड़ी जिम्मेदारी भी है.
कट्टर ईमानदार. That is what they are going to be with. Over to Tejshri.
Yes, absolutely. Now he has used the word over here. He has used the word in his tweet as kattar imandari. Now see what we are learning over here is when we spoke to people, they said that the Bharatiya Janata Party was, campaigning the entire MCD election on the face of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Say it be MCD election in Delhi, say it be election of Himachal Pradesh, say it be election of Gujarat, and each and every pamphlet, each and every hoarding, whenever the candidate went to, campaign at the house of the people, they always mentioned about Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So people were, having something at the back of their mind that Prime Minister Modi, of course, will not be directly involved with us when it comes to Delhi MCD polls. But of course, if we take down to Aam Aadmi Party Kejriwal, so there is a possibility, because you have seen that there has been the government of Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. So might be a possibility that after seeing the work of Delhi government of Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, people might have chosen the Aam Aadmi Party in MCD as well, because we have to see that always face of Prime Minister Modi will not work for the people of Delhi, Himachal or Gujarat. They have to bring some face over here. Also, while the palace was talking of Bharatiya Janata Party, they admitted this thing, that obviously we did not have any face, and this time there are, sometimes it is positive and sometimes it is negative. The impact is positive or the impact is negative of not having a face, and probably this was the negative impact which they had in the MCD polls in Delhi. Back to you.
Has been the first to react on the victory. Delhi MCD में आम आदमी पार्टी पर भरोसा करने के लिए जनता का दिल से आभारी. Of course, thanking the public, saying this is negative party's defeat. Negative party referring to the BJP and Kattar Imandar and काम करने वाले, brutally honest, and the ones who work and deliver have been given that victory. It's very interesting that this first statement has come not from Arvind Kejriwal but from Manish Sisodia, who's of course had the education model represented, who's a prominent face of the Aam Aadmi Party, but who's also wards in that constituency in East Delhi have gone to the Bharatiya Janata Party. So what you're looking at are these celebration visuals, and our reporters on the ground are saying that Arvind Kejriwal is about to leave any time. There's been a huddle going on for the longest time at the civil rights residence of Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi. About 7 to 8 vehicles, and of course the security protocol around that, because it's also Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, Member of Parliament Sanjay Singh, all of them together about to leave from the civil rights residence. Laddus are out, being distributed cautiously for now. They'll want to wait for the final numbers to come. Aam Aadmi Party was quoting about 200 wards to be won. It has come to about the half majority mark of 126. Could it go more? Could the BJP manage to restrain it 205? This is going to be very interesting. The next half an hour, perhaps we'll have that clarity coming in from the counting centers. These visuals from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. I'll be soon joined by my colleague Nabila Jamal as well to take this telecast forward. But what a day this has been. The exit poll predicting about 91 maximum. Aam Aadmi Party not getting as much as they would have expected. The BJP getting slightly more. Let's listen in to the celebrations.
पानी स्कूल और अस्पताल जी, दिल्ली चाहे MCD में भी केजरीवाल जी. ठीक कर दिए बिजली पानी स्कूल और अस्पताल जी, दिल्ली चाहे MCD में भी केजरीवाल जी. भारी मतों से इन्हें जिताना हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी है. जनता की तैयारी है, केजरीवाल की बारी है. जनता की तैयारी
office in Delhi in just about the next few minutes. Arvind Kejriwal and all the top members of the team will be reaching there. Nabila Jamal now joins me. Nabila, it's been an interesting day. A lot of surprises, shocks, but of course, even interestingly, what the Congress performance has a lot to say. So that's the first visual of these netas leaving from civil lines residence. The Delhi police ensuring that it's going to be a smooth passage for them as they leave. But what a day, and it will be very interesting to see what Arvind Kejriwal says. Aishwarya there.
In fact, Aishwarya joining us right at the office, the house where the netas are just exiting. The mood and fervor undoubtedly upbeat. Aishwarya, over to you.
Visuals now. Manish Sisodia, sir जीत गए.
बहुत बड़ी जीत, बहुत बड़ी जीत,
बहुत बड़ी जीत है.
बहुत बड़ी जीत. दिल्ली की जनता का धन्यवाद.
Manish Sisodia there telling us that it is a big victory for him. The cavalcade leaving now. You have the visuals. Bhagwat Man. The cars now leaving for the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, and we are showing you the cavalcade. Manish Sisodia clearly saying that this is a big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party. Cavalcade now leaving all the ministers together now, and they will be reaching the AAP headquarters where Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is expected to speak shortly.
इस बार आम आदमी पार्टी को MCD में जीत मिली है.
All right, our battery of reporters there on ground bringing us the latest developments. But this is certainly history created by the Aam Aadmi Party. The first time after the MCD itself was rejigged earlier this year. It appears the first election of the MCD, the Aam Aadmi Party has managed to sweep and how way past the majority mark. Aishwarya, Aam Aadmi Party, did they expect this victory? Aishwarya.
This victory, however, what they were really expecting was a sweep. They actually wanted it to be a sweep, but that is something which did not take place. Manish Sisodia exclusively spoke with India Today, and he said that nonetheless, this is a big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party. We just showed you how the cavalcade, just left a few minutes back. They will be reaching the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters very shortly.
Play out that reaction that you just sent us. Manish Sisodia, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, saying "बहुत बड़ी जीत है," which is, it is quite surprising because in his own constituency area, the wards have not really gone to the Aam Aadmi Party, but to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and yet the first reaction comes in quickly to Aishwarya of India Today when he says it's a big victory while dance and dholak is out. So, it looks like with Arvind Kejriwal smiling and giving a thumbs up in that vehicle, Aishwarya, that they want to look like that they've pulled off something which has been historic and unprecedented.
Well, definitely. They have been talking about the fact that they want to sweep the elections. They want to make Delhi a clean city. And, talking also about the symbol, the Jharu symbol. They are now saying that this is time for them to take responsibility. The people have given them a mandate and they will work tirelessly for the next 5 years. All the ministers smiling. So definitely, they have arrived. This is what they want to give as a signal to the Bharatiya Janata Party. All of them will now be reaching there. They will be speaking. That's what we are, that's what we are told, that it will be the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal who will be speaking, and they will talk about what a big victory definitely it has been. They were obviously expecting 180 to 200. That's something which has not happened. Nonetheless, they have won the MCD. That's the big takeaway for the Aam Aadmi Party and Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today.
Is this really a big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party? Of course, they've managed to managed to capture power of the MCD, which was rested with the BJP for so long now. But is this the victory that they expected? You said they wanted a sweeping victory. Out of the 250 wards, they've managed to get a close 134. Are they satisfied, or did they? What's the real mood within the Aam Aadmi Party leaders? Do they believe that they could have done much more than what they've achieved?
All right, stay on with us because Aishwarya, while you're telling us about Arvind Kejriwal about to leave, we also have Ashutosh at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. Ashutosh, if the music is not loud enough yet, do tell us the tayyari is in full swing. Who all are there already? Because it appears most of them are currently at the civil lines residence. Ashutosh.
Well, only the top leaders like Manish Sisodia, Arvind Kejriwal and the Punjab Chief Minister, but mostly all the MLAs, and particularly because it was the responsibility to the MLAs to ensure the victory of their candidate in respective wards. So all the MLAs with their winning candidate have reached here, joining me. Madan Lal, one of the Aam Aadmi Party's MLA. Sir, the credit goes to you for the victory, but is it the same that was expected by the Aam Aadmi Party? Because हर कोई ये क्रिटिसाइज कर रहा है कि देखिए आप तो इतने बड़े नंबर लेकर के आते थे, दिल्ली में आपका नंबर कैसे कम पड़ गया, और बीजेपी भी देखिए ठीक-ठाक उन्होंने परफॉर्म कर लिया।
देखिए अभी काउंटिंग पूरी नहीं हुई है और हमें उम्मीद है शाम होते-होते हम जो नंबर पाना चाहते थे जरूर उसके नजदीक।
कितना?
हमें लगता है हम 125 के करीब का
आप 126 का क्रॉस हो गया है, सिर्फ 7-8-10 सीटें और बची।
हमें लगता है हम 150 तक पहुंचने की उम्मीद है हमें पूरी।
अगर मान लीजिए कि देखिए आपने असेंबली में चूंकि इतना अच्छा किया था, इसीलिए उससे हो रहा है कि जब पहले आपके मार्क्स 90% आते हैं, इस एग्जाम में आप कैसे सिर्फ क्रॉसिंग मार्क, पासिंग मार्क लेकर के आगे आए?
देखिए यहाँ बहुत सारे कारण हैं। लोगों को जिस तरीके से परिसीमन के कारण कठिनाई हुई है, उस वजह से बहुत सारे लोग वोट डालने नहीं निकले हैं। लास्ट के मिनट तक इलेक्शन कमीशन की जो लिस्ट है, वोटर्स लिस्ट, वो तैयार नहीं थी। इन्होंने वार्डों को जिस तरीके से परिसीमन में बदला है, लोगों को उससे डिसवेड किया है। और खासकर लोगों को इस बार इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं था कि पिछली बार बीजेपी ने जो काम नहीं किया, लोग उससे बहुत ज़्यादा नाराज थे और इसलिए लोगों ने कम से कम वोट डाला है। ये सारे फैक्टर हैं जिनकी वजह से ये परिणाम देखने।
आप आगे एनालिसिस करेंगे रीजंस पे, रिजल्ट्स को लेकर?
डेफिनेटली एनालिसिस भी करेंगे और हम अगली बार ये भी देखेंगे कि कोशिश करेंगे कि सब लोग वोट डालने जरूर जाएं।
For now it's a moment for the celebration. Thank you Madan Lal ji for speaking to us. You know, the Aam Aadmi Party, because what is being analyzed that compared to the assembly election results, Aam Aadmi Party has drastically gone down. But they are comparing their same number.
We really want to hear from supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party or just basic citizens of Delhi on what exactly are their wishes as the Aam Aadmi Party wrests control of the MCD. What exactly do they want to change within the city of Delhi, the state of Delhi at this point? Would you be able to ask some of them around you? What are the changes they're looking forward to?
Well, I'll request to keep the questions as short as possible because it's really very noisy here. I'm really unable to understand.
The changes that Delhiites are looking forward
speak to the people. Speak to the people. What are their reactions and hope from the Aam Aadmi Party?
Yeah, well, supporters of course cheering, dancing, coming with the flag, banner, posters. Let me take you to these images while I get some of these supporters. कहाँ से आए आप लोग, किस इलाके से आए?
पटेल नगर से।
पटेल। ये बताइए, पार्टी तो अब तो म्यूनिसिपल इलेक्शन में आप लोग जीत तो गए हैं, नंबर वैसा नहीं है जैसा आया है। सबसे बड़ी एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या है?
जनता के काम करने के लिए लोग ये चाह रहे थे कि दिल्ली में अब काम होंगे, एमसीडी में केजरीवाल आएगा तभी काम आएंगे।
कौन सा काम?
साफ सफाई का काम, जैसे दिल्ली
आप सब पटेल नगर से आए हैं?
आप सब पटेल नगर से आए
हैं? देखिए, पटेल नगर से लेके पूर्वी दिल्ली का जो भी इलाका है, कूड़ा कचरा सबसे बड़ी समस्या थी। जो प्रॉमिसेस अरविंद केजरीवाल ने किए थे, उनको पूरा होने में कितना समय लगेगा, कब काम शुरू हो जाएगा?
सर जल्द से जल्द काम शुरू हो जाएगा और हमारी पार्टी चाहती है जल्दी से जल्दी कूड़ा हटाए, पूरा जितने भी तीनों पहाड़ है सब हटाएंगे।
ये जो उम्मीदें दिखाई गई थी, हालांकि नंबर बहुत वैसे नहीं है जैसा कि दावा किया गया था, कहीं गलती रह गई क्या स्ट्रेटेजी में?
नहीं, स्ट्रेटेजी में कोई गलती नहीं थी, लेकिन ये एक छोटा चुनाव है, इसमें कुछ स्थानीय मुद्दे, कुछ लोकल चेहरे भी काम करते हैं। उन मुद्दों की वजह से कई बार हो सकता है कि कुछ चीज़ों में ये कैलकुलेशन लगाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है कि चुनाव इधर जाएगा या इधर।
अब ये काम शुरू होगा या अभी जश्न चलेगा?
हाँ जी, दोबारा
काम शुरू होगा या जश्न चलेगा?
नहीं, आम आदमी पार्टी जश्न नहीं मनाती है, वो काम को काम की तरह से लेती है। पहले ही दिन से सदन में पहले ही दिन से काम चालू हो जाएगा और आम आदमी पार्टी के जो एमसीडी के अंदर वादे किए गए उनको निभाने के लिए तेज रफ्तार से।
That's an announcement being made from the rooftop that Delhi Chief Minister will be arriving here and he will address the crowd. But yes, you know, when you speak to the party supporters or their workers, they, of course they'll talk about that. Look, we are here to serve the people. That's why the mandate is being given. But there you see in these images, these are the, you know, the AAP's new corporator, new councillor who have just ensured their victory, crossed the halfway mark, and now one with their MLAs. As MLAs were the representative, they were responsible. You know, the responsibility was given by the party to ensure their victory. They are bringing them here at the party headquarters, and now one after one, almost everyone has reached here. Few those who are left will be coming here with their certificate. All I can say, the mostly MLAs are here, and any moment
at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, you can see balloons, flags, banners. In just a short while, as we are tracking closely, the whole entourage, the cavalcade of Arvind Kejriwal and the core team members just about to reach. But Manish Sisodia did give a quick reaction just before they were leaving for the headquarters. Here's what he told India Today's Aishwarya.
Now, Manish Sisodia there. Sir, जीत गए।
बहुत बड़ी जीत, बहुत बड़ी जीत,
बहुत बड़ी जीत है।
बहुत बड़ी जीत, दिल्ली की जनता का धन्यवाद।
Now, Manish Sisodia there. सर जीत गए।
बहुत बड़ी जीत, बहुत बड़ी जीत,
बहुत बड़ी जीत है।
बहुत बड़ी जीत, दिल्ली की जनता का धन्यवाद।
now. Manish Sisodia there. Sir, जीत गए.
बहुत बड़ी जीत, बहुत बड़ी जीत.
बहुत बड़ी जीत है.
बहुत बड़ी जीत. दिल्ली की जनता का धन्यवाद.
Nabila, it's a big moment for them to beat the BJP, to beat the Congress at Delhi Assembly, managing to get the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. They are telling voters that, and of course these parties, that we are going a step up.
Undoubtedly, this is a statement in itself, Pooja, as we see. This is creating history. The Aam Aadmi Party has well gone beyond its ambit of just being a regional party and dominant within the state of Delhi. Not just have they won Punjab and forayed into Gujarat at this point, also Goa. We must remember that's another state that they've also managed to win, even if it was 2 seats. But the MCD polls, the fact that they've actually managed to grab it with a huge majority itself is a statement that they're now looking at being the principal opposition nationwide for the BJP.
They would have liked 200 wards to win from 250, but nevertheless, at least they are closing in as much as possible. Majority mark over. That's the cavalcade that's leaving. We've been closely tracking them. It remains to be seen what Arvind Kejriwal says. Remember, Satyendra Jain, one of his closest Health Minister of Delhi, is currently in the Tihar prison. Constituency areas and the wards in that area have lost and they've gone to the BJP. Similarly, for Manish Sisodia, representing the education model, the wards in that area like Vinod Nagar and Patparganj have been lost and have gone to the Bharatiya Janata Party, or haven't come to the Aam Aadmi Party, to be specific. These are the visuals of these vehicles en route. Now, from civil lines to the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, not very far. So they should be there in just about a short while. This appears to be that flyover that just will touch ITO and then the DDU mark where the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters as well.
The Congress also, Pooja, if you really look at it, has shrunk to such a number, hardly 10. And this was expected more or less because their leaders, their netas never once came by to campaign, at least not visible to the media for sure. They did not really push people to come out and vote for their party. People have voted, but when it comes to Congress itself, their campaigning was dismal.
It was dismal. You didn't have the topmost star campaigners of the party coming into Delhi for MCD. 31 was the Congress number in 2017. They're touching 10, but that's also not, that's just a trend right now. We'll have to get an update about how many wards has the Congress party won. But you're correct, Nabila, that voters wanted to go for Congress. They wanted to vote, but they didn't have the campaigning coming in. And in just a short while, as the Aam Aadmi Party's top leadership reaches, will they be mentioning Satyendra Jain? Will they be mentioning the work done by Manish Sisodia? Will they be mentioning how it is the Kattar Imandar issue that has worked? Because that's what the BJP was harping on, that they are Kattar Beiman, brutally dishonest. And that's already Manish Sisodia has said. It's the honesty that has paid. But it's a big test also, Nabila.
You're talking about, you're talking about the Tihar Gate, Satyendra Jain, CCTV videos that were leaked, Liquor Gate, rightly so, with Manish Sisodia embroiled in this entire scam, alleged scam. Despite that, despite this all-out offensive campaign of the BJP, it seems like the AAP has managed to sweep. What does that really signify? Does that really mean that people of Delhi are beyond what the political attacks comes by? They're beyond basically all the kind of narrative that's unleashed against a certain party, as long as they're seeing work happening on ground. I'm not too sure. You should tell me,
I think
Pooja,
it's also about the Delhi resident saying, no, I think the Delhi resident also in many ways was fed up of that tu-tu mein. So many of them thought, let's give it to the MCD, to the Aam Aadmi Party. And I'll tell you something about Delhi, Nabila. They've always been open. It's the Dil of Delhi walas. They gave it to Aam Aadmi Party in 2013 and 2015. 67 seats then. They gave it again in MCD because they do believe in giving that opportunity. But it will be up to now the Aam Aadmi Party to prove itself.
So it was anti-incumbency.
It was anti-incumbency, and it was also, I think, the Delhi resident was fed up of LG is not clearing the file, MCD is not doing this. Perhaps now, to a certain degree, it may come down. Even, of course, eventual authority still is the Lieutenant Governor, which is under the central government, and it's led by the BJP. But perhaps,
it smoothens up. It becomes a little easier.
But they are very close with the numbers here in the wards, which means that within the MCD, there's going to be a lot of fighting. The BJP is constantly going to harp on issues that the Aam Aadmi Party may not like.
No, and if you really observe, the BJP has also managed to buck the trend, the exit poll trend. None of the exit polls, in fact, gave anything beyond 91 seats to the BJP in the MCD.
At best.
But yeah, that was the best figure that was portrayed, 91 at max. But 103, that also is a
BJP
great
is making
number.
it very clear, Nabila, since the moment they've started to speak, that how the exit polls have gone wrong for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So that's in their arsenal. They're definitely making very obvious. Let's go across to our reporters also now. Ashutosh, if you can hear me, has Arvind Kejriwal and the other netas reached the headquarters?
So we're going to try and patch him, Ashutosh's connection there. But we have the largest battery of reporters there deployed on ground, bringing us all the minute celebration, those netas who are quite disappointed, all those images on India Today that you would find. And largely we see the BJP, as much as they've lost the MCD, aren't really very disappointed. They're happy with the numbers so far. They've very humbly accepted their defeat.
Nabila, it's the Modi factor working for the BJP supporters. It's the Kejriwal factor working, and it's at many levels for Delhi. If you've worked, they are going to bring you back again. I think it's very directly that's been seen, but I'm still disappointed because it's 50.47 was the voter turnout. It should have been much more. Residents of Delhi as national capital should have set an example with high voting. They did not. This is just half of Delhi's results that we are actually witnessing right now.
You know, Pooja, but as a citizen of Delhi yourself, you've been living here forever. Why don't you tell us what exactly may have been the turning point for the Aam Aadmi Party here? Or rather, what was disappointing when it came to the BJP? Were people not satisfied with the way they dealt with civic issues in the state of the national capital?
I think it's the perception that the Aam Aadmi Party worked fairly well at Delhi government, and MCD, remember, has been a stronghold of the BJP for 15 years. And Congress and BJP perhaps had become too callous and casual. And that perhaps is what the Delhi resident wanted to show, that we will give it to the party who's trying to show more passion. Ashutosh Mishra getting...
बहुत सारे वादे, बहुत सारे मुद्दे जो आम आदमी पार्टी को हल करने हैं। अब चुनौतियां बढ़ेंगी कि नगर निगम में खासकर कूड़ा कचरा सफाई का जो मुद्दा है वो कैसे पूरा होगा, कूड़े के पहाड़ कैसे कम होगा। फिलहाल देखिए, कार्यकर्ताओं का सीधा उस भीड़ की ओर जाते हुए अरविंद केजरीवाल की झलक पाने के लिए, देखने के लिए उस नेता को जिसने इस पूरे चुनाव में, हालांकि अरविंद केजरीवाल लगातार गुजरात के दौरे पर थे और दिल्ली के नगर निगम चुनाव में लगी रही, और उसके बाद ये सीधी तस्वीरें आम आदमी पार्टी के तरफ से नगर निगम का वो चुनाव 15 साल से अब दिल्ली की सरकार के बाद, दिल्ली की विधानसभा के बाद नगर निगम आम आदमी पार्टी दिल्ली से गिरीश के साथ
Huge crowds that have gathered. Obviously, at this point, Arvind Kejriwal is nothing short of God for them.
And for the supporters, it's a big boost because, you know, it will reflect of how it's clearly, slowly and steadily growing. So, a navy blue shirt, a sweater, not a muffler, the trademark of Arvind Kejriwal for the longest time there. We'll try and get you better visuals coming in from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. This is the DDU Mark, Central Delhi. I can only imagine right now the kind of traffic snarls outside and the crowd inside. That's Pankaj Jain, my colleague, bringing us the latest coming in. Remember, they're just waiting. This quiet that you see is because Arvind Kejriwal in just a short while will be coming up on the stage, and then it's going to erupt in a roar.
15-year rule of the BJP to actually trump over the BJP with the MCD is certainly no joke.
Nabila,
considering the BJP is very popular in urban areas. Across pan-India, when it comes to urban areas, especially the civic bodies, the BJP is quite popular, have done great work. But for the Aam Aadmi Party here to trump the BJP's 15-year rule is certainly no joke.
Absolutely. I think I agree to that. Even though, yes, BJP's core vote bank has voted for them even now, but for a new party, barely about a decade old, to take on a party like BJP or even a grand old party like Congress, it's a huge achievement. And I can tell you here, this is Aam Aadmi Party creating another record. It was in 2013 and then in 2015 it routed off the Congress party after 15 years rule of Sheila Dikshit in Delhi government. Now in 2022, again after 15 years, BJP routed out of MCD.
Joining us.
over to you. सबसे बड़ी चुनौती होती है तमाम कार्यकर्ता आपको दिखा देते हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल आप यहाँ से छत पर जाएंगे, छत पर पहुंचकर अरविंद केजरीवाल जो विजय भाषण है वो देंगे। इससे पहले वो अंदर जो उम्मीदवार है आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक है, आम आदमी पार्टी के तमाम बड़े नेता अंदर मौजूद हैं, उनके साथ मुलाकात करेंगे। तो जिस तरीके से आम आदमी पार्टी उम्मीद कर रही थी कि संख्या आएगी, वो संख्या अभी फाइनल तौर पे आना बाकी है, लेकिन हाँ, इस पूरी दिल की धड़कनों के बढ़ने के साथ साथ ही आम आदमी पार्टी बहुमत का आंकड़ा क्रॉस कर चुकी है और अरविंद केजरीवाल अब यहाँ पर मुखातिब होंगे सीधे तौर पर अपने समर्थकों के साथ। तो देखना ये भी होगा ये जो भाषण होगा, इस भाषण में क्या सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल का दिल्ली एमसीडी चुनाव को लेकर ही संबोधन होगा या फिर साथ ही साथ यहाँ पे 2024 की झलक भी देखने के लिए मिलेगी अरविंद केजरीवाल के भाषण में।
30 now.
All right, that is Pankaj Jain telling us as the rush starting to increase at the Aam Aadmi Party office in just a short while. So 250 wards. Remember the first unified election? And Arvind Kejriwal ensures that when he comes out in that vehicle, it's a smile. It's not any sort of a reaction that we did not get a landslide as we were expecting, but it was a big thumbs up, a smile. Sitting behind him is Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. 2 states now. So to say 2 states, considering Delhi is not a full statehood, but Delhi and Punjab with the Aam Aadmi Party. Now Delhi more to do with the Aam Aadmi Party, with the municipal corporation. Many would be asking why so much importance to civic body elections, because the civic body shows a party like Aam Aadmi Party is becoming bigger.
Yeah, not just that, it certainly shows the Aam Aadmi Party trumping over the BJP national party with all that might, money and stature. At this point, they're known as the strongest party in the country as they're ruling, quite evidently, and also the richest party in the world. If people aren't aware, BJP is known as the richest, most wealthiest party, political party in the globe. So at a time like this and this political climate, Aam Aadmi Party trumping the BJP after its 15-year rule of the MCD is certainly what is making news. And Delhi, of course, the national capital, at the end of it, the way Delhi looks, the way it's spruced up, how clean it is, whether water, your electricity, all basic amenities are in place, really reflects what happens across India.
But you know, Nabila, it's an important point here. Delhi, unlike other cities, has already had a lot of issues cleared for them. You know, there has been good electricity, water. Maybe in some areas it's not been at best. So it's not something that Aam Aadmi Party really had to work on. In fact, it is Sheila Dikshit's era that's known as perhaps making a lot of advancements for Delhi. But, you know, Sheila Dikshit's era is over. Congress era looks like it's got over. It's the Aam Aadmi Party and Kejriwal era for the national capital, Delhi. And we are witnessing how one by one it is treading into territories that have been stronghold of the BJP. And it is a boost for Arvind Kejriwal. It's getting into areas. Remember, an administrative officer a few years ago gets into activism, gets into India Against Corruption movement, becomes a chief minister with Aam Aadmi Party in its debut elections, then gets into the MCD. This definitely will be a boost, but is it also overestimating Arvind Kejriwal for national? You know, in Delhi, it does have a stronghold. Gujarat elections tomorrow will tell us where does the Aam Aadmi Party really stand, but they will be aiming 2024. They are aiming 2029.
You know, but what is overestimating? Undoubtedly, this is something that the Aam Aadmi Party has to be proud of, and the fact that we are speaking about them today itself shows that they've gone far beyond their reach. Not just in Delhi, they were known as a regional party. Now they're called a national party. If they really open their account in Gujarat as well,
not yet. I mean, yeah, they want to wait for Gujarat.
If they open
still
their
a state
account,
party,
if they open an account in Gujarat, then they're officially declared a national party. For them, they're far beyond their reach, and that itself is commendable.
And that's what other parties, whether it's the Shiv Sena, the Trinamool Congress, or even the communist parties, will be closely watching.
And it's very interesting to see, you know, Pooja, that we've never seen the Congress really so far address the Aam Aadmi Party at all. The fact that AAP is eating into the Congress votes extensively, the Congress as a party, as a grand old party, has not once really debated in the name of AAP. For them, they almost make it look like AAP is not even a player.
और एमसीडी के अंदर जो उन्होंने वादे किए हैं वो वादों को पूरा करके दिखाएंगे।
भारत माता की जय के नारे यहाँ पे लगने लगे हैं नेहा। जाहिर सी बात है, ये इस बात का संकेत है कि कुछ ही देर में अरविंद केजरीवाल यहाँ पर भाषण देने के लिए पहुंच रहे हैं। इससे पहले पार्टी के जो बाकी नेता है, उम्मीद की जा रही है कि जो मनीष सिसोदिया हैं वो अरविंद केजरीवाल से पहले यहाँ पे भाषण देंगे, क्योंकि मनीष सिसोदिया हैं जो इस पूरे चुनाव में प्रचार की जिम्मेदारी को संभाल रहे थे। उन्हें सारा जिम्मा दिया गया था। एक दिन में 10 से 15 जनसभा रोड शो को वो अंजाम दे रहे थे। तो ऐसे में ये भी सुनना अहम होगा हुआ है कि मनीष सिसोदिया क्या कुछ यहाँ पर भाषण देते हैं, और अब संजय सिंह जो है वो भाषण देने के लिए जा रहे हैं। तो उम्मीद है कि संजय सिंह जो है वो बीजेपी को घेरते हुए नजर आएंगे। अभी सुनेंगे कि क्या कुछ कहते हैं संजय सिंह भी।
So that's Sanjay Singh speaking, but remember it is true that it is Manish Sisodia's election in many ways. Arvind Kejriwal did not campaign as much. He was busy with campaigning in the state of Gujarat. MCD was primarily led by Manish Sisodia. You can see some of the netas there on the stage. That's the balcony. That's a very traditional manner in which the Aam Aadmi Party addresses and comes across as the first moment. That's Member of Parliament of the Aam Aadmi Party. Sanjay Singh, remember, has been with Arvind Kejriwal since day one as an activist in India against corruption in the Anna movement. You're looking at the members of parliament also of the Rajya Sabha there with the Aam Aadmi Party. Sanjay Singh speaking. Let's listen in now.
दिल्ली की जनता को आम आदमी पार्टी परिवार की ओर से दिल्ली के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की ओर से इस बड़ी जीत के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। हमारे जो पार्षद भाई बहन यहां पर जीत के आए हैं उनको भी बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं। दिल्ली की जनता ने पूरे देश को संदेश दिया है। दिल्ली की जनता ने पूरे देश को बताने का काम किया है कि उनके बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल का अगर उत्पीड़न करोगे, फर्जी मुकदमे लिखोगे, तो तुमको चुनाव में अपने वोट की ताकत से पराजित करके जवाब देने का काम करेंगे। कितने मुकदमे लिखे, कितने फर्जी आरोप लगाए, कितने छापेमारी की, कितना उत्पीड़न किया, लेकिन पूरी दिल्ली ने मिलकर एक स्वर में कहा उनका बेटा अरविंद केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है और आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार पार्टी है। भाजपा के लोगों के मन में एक ही दर्द रहता था, कहते थे हमेशा कांग्रेस को हराया, कांग्रेस को हराया, कांग्रेस को हराया। उस दर्द की दवा दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कर दी। 15 साल से जहां पर बीजेपी का राज था उस किले को ध्वस्त करने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी ने किया। दिल्ली के अंदर अभी मैं भाजपाइयों को सुन रहा था, अभी भी कह रहे हैं मेयर हमारा होगा। 20-25 सीटें कम है और हमारी सीटें बहुमत से ज्यादा, काफी ज्यादा हैं, फिर भी कह रहे हैं मेयर हमारा होगा। दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी बेशर्म पार्टी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी, जो वो खुद ही कह रही है कि वो भारतीय खोखा पार्टी है, खोखा पार्टी है। इसलिए दिल्ली में मेयर भी आम आदमी पार्टी का होगा और दिल्ली के कूड़े के पहाड़ पर, दिल्ली के कूड़ा राज पर, एमसीडी के भ्रष्टाचार के राज पर दिल्ली की जनता ने झाड़ू चलाने का काम किया है, झाड़ू चलाने का काम किया है। मैं फिर से एक बार आप सबको हृदय की गहराइयों से बधाई देते हुए ये कहना चाहता हूं कि दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी के लोगों, अहंकार में मत रहो। 400 सांसद तुमने दिल्ली में लगाए, मोदी जी अमित शाह जी की फोटो लगाई, नड्डा जी को चुनाव का प्रभार दिया, 17 केंद्रीय मंत्री और 8 मुख्यमंत्री लगाए, बावजूद इसके दिल्ली के बेटे को, अरविंद केजरीवाल को दिल्ली की जनता ने जिताया। और देखिए मजेदार बात, अभी एक चैनल पे मैं एक भाजपाई को सुन रहा था, कह रहे थे हाँ इतने % वोट अरे भैया पिछले चुनाव के मुकाबले 80 सीट बीजेपी हारी है, और पिछले चुनाव के मुकाबले 80 सीट ज्यादा जीते, 80 सीट ज्यादा जीते। ये बहुत बड़ी जीत है। एक बार जोरदार नारा हम लोग लगाएंगे, अरविंद केजरीवाल, अरविंद केजरीवाल, अरविंद केजरीवाल, दिल्ली का लाल, दिल्ली का लाल, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद संजय भैया। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा दिल्ली प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष और दिल्ली सरकार में कैबिनेट मंत्री आदरणीय गोपाल राय जी से कि वो हम सबको संबोधित करें। जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत करिए गोपाल राय जी का। भारत माता की।
वैसे तो हाथ ऊपर करने के लिए जगह नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी मां भारती के जितने बेटे बेटियां यहां उपस्थित हैं, दोनों हाथ की मुट्ठियां बांध करके हाथ ऊपर करेंगे। सब लोगों का हाथ ऊपर होना चाहिए, पूरी ताकत के साथ बोलेंगे भारत माता की, भारत माता की। इनकलाब, इनकलाब, वंदे वंदे। दोस्तों, आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने जो इतिहास रचा है, यह इतिहास दिल्ली के अंदर से जो एक नई शुरुआत हुई है। लोग कहते हैं बात निकलेगी तो दूर तलक जाएगी। अब तक पूरे देश के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो ये रट लगा रही थी, केजरीवाल तो कांग्रेस को हराते हैं, केजरीवाल तो कांग्रेस को हराते हैं। दिल्ली वालों ने आज ये संदेश दिया है, अरविंद केजरीवाल, कांग्रेस हो या भाजपा, अगर जनता का काम नहीं करोगे, बेईमानी करोगे, लिंटर वसूली करोगे, तो भ्रष्टाचार का एक ही काल है, उसका नाम है, आप जानते हो, मार्च के महीने में एमसीडी का चुनाव होने वाला था। यहां हमारे बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट जो जीत कर आए, मार्च के महीने में गली गली में गर्मी में कोई ऐसा चप्पा चप्पा नहीं था जहां पर आप सब लोग जनता के बीच में नहीं गए थे। आज जो परिणाम निकला, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सर्वे कराया, सर्वे में उस समय भाजपा हार रही थी। भाजपा ने, आपको याद होगा, देश के अंदर पहली घटना है जब चुनाव आयोग ने चुनाव घोषणा के लिए प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस बुलाई और आधे घंटे पहले होम मिनिस्ट्री से फोन आता है अमित शाह जी का, और चुनाव की घोषणा के लिए जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस बुलाई गई थी उसमें चुनाव आयुक्त कहते हैं कि चुनाव टाल दिया गया। हार के डर से एकीकरण का बहाना बनाया गया, चुनाव से भागी भाजपा। उसके बाद भाजपा ने षड्यंत्र रचा, कैसे अरविंद केजरीवाल को बदनाम किया जाए, हमारे मंत्री को जेल के अंदर डाल दिया, मनीष सिसोदिया जी के ऊपर घर पर छापा मारा, बैंक में छापा मारा, गांव में छापा मारा, देश के अंदर चप्पे चप्पे पर छापा मार करके खंगाला गया। डेली बदनाम करने की, अपमानित करने की कोशिश की गई, बीजेपी भागती रही। फिर उसे लगा अब तो अरविंद केजरीवाल गुजरात में बिजी हैं, इसलिए चुनाव का दांव चल दो। भाजपा वालों, तुम भागते रहे, भागते रहे, भागते रहे। जनता ने तुम्हें अस्थायी तौर पर दिल्ली से, एमसीडी से भगा दिया है और जनता ने यह फैसला ले लिया है। कूड़े का नाम लेते ही करंट लगता था इनको, चाहे वो भाजपा का राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नड्डा जी हो और चाहे गली के अंदर भाजपा का कैंडिडेट हो। जनता ज्यों कूड़े का नाम लेती थी त्यों वो तिहाड़ का वीडियो लेकर के आते थे। ज्यों जनता कूड़े का पहाड़ का नाम लेती थी, वो जो मनीष सिसोदिया जी का लिस्ट लेकर आते थे। इतने का घोटाला हो गया, इतने का घोटाला हो गया। भाजपाइयों, दिल्ली वाले ने फैसला कर दिया, अरविंद केजरीवाल, मनीष सिसोदिया, सत्येंद्र जैन, आम आदमी पार्टी ने भ्रष्टाचार नहीं किया। तुम्हारे पार्षदों ने लिंटर में वसूली की, लिंटर में भ्रष्टाचार किया, उसका ये लिए जो जनता ने जवाब दिया है। इसलिए आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, साथियों, दिल्ली के लोगों ने हम लोगों के ऊपर एक बड़ी जिम्मेदारी दी है। दिल्ली के लोगों ने आम आदमी पार्टी पर, आपके ऊपर भरोसा करके एक बड़ी जिम्मेदारी दी है। भाजपाई कह रहे हैं जीत तो आम आदमी पार्टी को दिया है जनता ने, मेयर हम बनाएंगे। भाजपा के लोगों को चैलेंज देकर कहना चाहता हूं, तुम्हारे हर षड्यंत्र का मुकाबला पहले भी किया है और तुम्हारे हर षड्यंत्र का मुकाबला अब भी करेंगे। याद होगा भाजपाइयों को, जब पहली बार हम लोग 28 सीट जीत करके आए थे, 28 सीट जब पहली बार जीत करके आए थे, बहुमत हमारे पास नहीं था, लेकिन एक साल तक हमारे विधायकों को खरीदने के लिए रगड़ मारते रहे। बाल का बांका नहीं हुआ। परिणाम क्या निकला जब चुनाव हुआ? 68 सीट आम आदमी पार्टी जीत करके आई, 68 सीट। ये धमकी दे रहे हैं, हम धमकियों से तुम्हारे डरते नहीं है। अरे तुम्हें हमें जेल में डाल दो, मुकदमे जितना मर्जी उतना लगा लो, जितना मर्जी उतना बदनाम कर लो, हम न झुकने वाले हैं न मिटने वाले हैं। कल भी आंख से आंख मिला करके आपसे लड़ते थे और कल भी आंख से आंख मिला करके लड़ेंगे।
There, Aam Aadmi Party Neta, who's quite ecstatic, and this is of course a show of strength and lapping up the victory, coming out in pride. There you have Arvind Kejriwal himself.
Arvind Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party's national convener, another victory after 2015, the 2020 assembly elections. First for MCD, accompanied by Bhagwant Mann, but that's his closest aide. In red, Manish Sisodia, the one who led the Delhi campaign for municipal corporation. The ones you're looking at now, including Bhagwant Mann, these are the men, viewers, who've got Aam Aadmi Party from a movement to an election victory, now MCD. Look how Arvind Kejriwal is smiling and acknowledging all the support. The cadre, you know, this is big. This is approval because it's this cadre, these supporters who get him this victory.
भारत माता की बहुत बहुत बधाई। यहाँ खड़े सभी साथियों को, दिल्ली के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को, आम आदमी पार्टी के देश भर के कार्यकर्ताओं को, सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई। और साथ साथ दिल्ली की जनता को बहुत बहुत दिल की गहराइयों से धन्यवाद, क्योंकि उन्होंने 15 साल की भ्रष्ट भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार को हटाकर ईमानदार, कट्टर ईमानदार केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में एमसीडी में भी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनाने के लिए बहुमत दिया है। इसके लिए दिल्ली की जनता को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। यहां बैठे, यहां आए हुए बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट्स मैं देख रहा हूं, आप सबको भी, सभी एमएलएस को, सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को खूब खूब बधाई। आज दिल्ली ने सिर्फ केजरीवाल जी को जिताने का मैंडेट नहीं दिया, बल्कि 15 साल से एमसीडी को लूट रही और दिल्ली की जनता को लूट रही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हराने का मैंडेट दिया है। आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए यह बहुत बड़ी बात है कि जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपने आप को दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी कहती है, 15 साल से भारतीय जनता पार्टी एमसीडी की सत्ता में थी, उसको बाहर करके दिल्ली के लोगों ने केजरीवाल जी को मौका दिया है। ये सिर्फ जीत नहीं है, बल्कि एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। दिल्ली को साफ करने की जिम्मेदारी, दिल्ली को चमकाने की जिम्मेदारी, दिल्ली के एक एक गली को शानदार करने की जिम्मेदारी। तो मैं इसके लिए सभी कार्यकर्ताओं की ओर से हमको लीड करने के लिए अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को भी धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने अपने विजन से, अपने कार्य से, अपने दूरदृष्टि से देश को एक ऐसी राजनीति दी है जिससे लोग काम की राजनीति को वोट करते हैं। मैं आगे के लिए अब अपने भाई और पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री मानजोग भगवंत मान जी को बुलाना चाहता हूं, वो भी अपने 2 शब्द यहां पे रखें।
बहुत बहुत बधाई मेरी तरफ से भी। इनकलाब, भारत माता की वंदे। मैं आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, क्योंकि इलेक्शन लड़ते नेता हैं, लेकिन फाइनल जनता करती है। तो जनता जीत गई आज। 15 साल बाद एमसीडी में जनता जीत गई, नेता हार गए। आपने अपने दोस्तों को, अपने बड़े छोटे भाइयों को जिताया। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने कहा था कि मुझे एमसीडी भी दे दो, मैं ये भी ठीक कर दूंगा। देखो, दिल्ली को देश का दिल कहा जाता है और आम आदमी पार्टी 10 साल की हुई अभी 26 नवंबर को, और दिल्ली आम आदमी पार्टी ने दिल्ली भी जीती है और दिल भी जीते हैं। हुकूमत वो करते हैं जिनका दिलों पर राज होता है। यूं कहने को तो मुर्गे के सर पे भी ताज होता है। तो आप लोगों ने हमारे दिल जीते हैं। जिस तरीके से आप लोगों ने बाहर आके वोट किया, आपने विश्वास जताया, चाहे वो दिल्ली में हो, तीसरी बार, चौथी बार हो गया अब तो एमसीडी, पंजाब में हो, और कल शाम तक आपको गुजरात में भी ऐसा नहीं। आज एक प्रवक्ता बीजेपी का, पत्रकार कोई था, वो प्रवक्ता ही होते हैं उनके, तो कह रहे जी, बीजेपी वाले कह रहे हैं आज का जो पोल एग्जिट पोल वो गलत साबित हो गया, जो 170-180 बोल रहे थे वो नहीं आई। मैंने कहा अच्छा चलो, आज वाला गलत साबित हो गया तो कल वाला गलत साबित नहीं हो सकता? जो कल होगा वो भी गलत साबित होगा। गुजरात में आम आदमी पार्टी को बहुत बड़ा चमत्कार आपको देखने के लिए मिलेगा। कल सुबह जैसे आज उठे होंगे 6 बजे, इधर उधर तैयारी की, 8 बजे टीवी लगाया, 4 बजे उठे, है ना? कल भी उतने बजे उठना है, और कल जब 7:15 बजेंगे आपको, नहीं वैसे तो ये जो मीडिया है ना, सभी नहीं, जो आए हैं इनकी हिम्मत को भी दा देता हूं, धन्यवाद भाई साहब, आ तो गए यहां। वो इतने वफादार हैं कि रुझानों तक, एंड तक उनकी बात ही करते हैं, लेकिन परिणामों तक नहीं कर सकते ना। वो तो फिर बताने ही पड़ेंगे। रुझानों तक एक चैनल देखा आज मैंने, वो 3 बार उसकी एंकर जो थी, 3 बार उसने बधाई दी बीजेपी को, बीजेपी आ गई है, बीजेपी। अरे यार, मैंने कहा ये क्या हो रहा है? जब आप वो करिए नहीं ये आंकड़े तो गलत थे, तो अब क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? हद है। कोई बात नहीं, हमारा मीडिया तो ये बैठा है। और मैं आपको दिल से बधाई देना चाहता हूं, और जो राजनीति की दशा और दिशा बदलने के लिए रामलीला ग्राउंड से पार्टी निकली, अरविंद जी निकले, वो काफिला बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा हो रहा है। देखिए, हम वादे नहीं करते, हम गारंटियां देते हैं कि 1 जुलाई से हमने गारंटी दी थी, 1 जुलाई से पंजाब में बिजली के बिल हमने फ्री किए। 75 लाख मीटर हैं, उसमें से 61 लाख मीटरों को बिजली का बिल 0 आया जी। और अगला दिसंबर का बिल 67 लाख, जो 67 वाला हमारा आंकड़ा नहीं है, जब पहली बार 70 से जीते थे, 67 लाख घरों को 0 बिल आएगा। जनवरी का नए साल का तोहफा पंजाबियों के लिए ये होगा आम आदमी पार्टी का, 71 लाख घरों को 0 बिल आएगा सर। और ये हम हवा में नहीं बताते कि आपके खाते में 15 लाख आ जाएगा वगैरह वगैरह, हम तो करते हैं भाई। हम 15 लाख नहीं, हम तो ये कहते हैं आपकी शिक्षा फ्री हो जाएगी, आपका स्कूल अच्छे हो जाएंगे, बिजली फ्री हो जाएगी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा, और महिलाओं के लिए हमने अलग से सम्मान राशि रखी हुई है, और बाकी हॉस्पिटल वर्ल्ड क्लास, वर्ल्ड लेवल के हो जाएंगे। देखो, हम तो बोलते ही रहते हैं, एक सिर्फ 25 सेकंड के लिए आप अपने दिल की भड़ास चीख मारकर जो निकालना चाहते हो निकाल।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बोले सोनिहाल, भारत माता की इनकलाब। अब मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा देश की राजनीति को एक नया मोड़ देने वाले आप सबके लोकप्रिय अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब।
भारत माता की, भारत माता की इनकलाब, वंदे। सबसे पहले दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत 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 बधाई देना चाहता हूं मैं। इतनी बड़ी जीत के लिए, इतनी शानदार जीत के लिए, इतने बड़े बदलाव के लिए, इतने बड़े परिवर्तन के लिए मैं दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं। मैं दिल्ली के लोगों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने अपने बेटे को, अपने भाई को इस लायक समझा कि उन्होंने आज हमारे को नौकरी दी है। अभी तक उन्होंने हमें जो जिम्मेदारी, लोगों ने शिक्षा की जिम्मेदारी दी, स्कूलों की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके स्कूल ठीक किए, लाखों करोड़ों बच्चों का भविष्य बनाया। लोगों ने हमें अस्पतालों की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके अस्पताल ठीक किए, लोगों के इलाज का इंतजाम किया, अच्छे इलाज का इंतजाम किया। लोगों ने हमें बिजली की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने बिजली ठीक की, बिजली मुफ्त की, 24 घंटे बिजली की। आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने अपने बेटे को, अपने भाई को दिल्ली की सफाई करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है, भ्रष्टाचार दूर करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है, पार्कों को ठीक करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है। कई सारी जिम्मेदारियां आज दी हैं। इतना प्यार दिया आपने, इतना विश्वास किया आपने मेरे ऊपर, इसके लिए मैं आपका ऋण कभी नहीं चुका सकता। मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगा रात दिन मेहनत करके आपके इस भरोसे को कायम रखूं, ऐसी मेरी हमेशा कोशिश रहेगी। भ्रष्टाचार आई लव यू टू। जितने कैंडिडेट्स जीते हैं उन सब लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई। आम आदमी पार्टी वाले जो जीते हैं उनको भी बधाई, भारतीय जनता पार्टी वाले जो जीते हैं उनको भी बधाई, जीते हैं उनको भी बधाई, निर्दलीय जो जीते हैं उनको भी बधाई, और जो हारे हैं उनसे मैं निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि मायूस मत होना, दिल्ली को ठीक करने में हम आपका भी सहयोग लेंगे। अब अपने को सबको मिलके काम करना है। मेरी सबसे अपील है सभी कैंडिडेट से, सभी पार्टियों से, कि बस राजनीति आज तक की थी, आज तक जितनी राजनीति करनी थी कर ली। अब अपने को सबको मिलके काम करना है, सबको मिलके दिल्ली ठीक करनी है। इसमें मैं बीजेपी का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, इसमें मैं कांग्रेस का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, मैं सबका सहयोग चाहता हूं। सबके सहयोग से हम दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे, सब मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे। 250 के 250 पार्षद जो चुन के आए हैं, मैं अब उनसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप किसी पार्टी के पार्षद नहीं, अब आप दिल्ली के पार्षद हैं, मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे। और आज के बाद से मैं सभी पार्टियों का भी सहयोग की अपेक्षा करता हूं कि हम सारी पार्टियों को साथ लेके चलेंगे। जिन लोगों ने हमें वोट दिया उनका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। जिन्होंने वोट नहीं दिया उनको मैं कहना चाहता हूं, पहले आपके काम कराएंगे फिर दूसरों के काम कराएंगे। हमें दिल्ली को ठीक करने में सबके सहयोग की जरूरत है और खासकर हमें केंद्र सरकार की मदद भी चाहिए, केंद्र सरकार का सहयोग भी चाहिए। हम आज इस मंच के जरिए से मैं केंद्र सरकार से भी और खासकर प्रधानमंत्री जी से भी दिल्ली को ठीक करने के लिए आशीर्वाद चाहता हूं कि उनका भी, प्रधानमंत्री जी का भी और केंद्र सरकार का भी आशीर्वाद हमें चाहिए। अब दिल्ली को साफ करना है, कूड़ा ठीक करना है कि नहीं करना है? इसमें सबकी ड्यूटी लगेगी, बच्चों की भी ड्यूटी लगेगी, महिलाओं की भी ड्यूटी लगेगी, बुजुर्गों की भी ड्यूटी लगेगी, युवाओं की भी ड्यूटी लगेगी। अकेले हमसे नहीं होगा। दिल्ली के 2 करोड़, अपना ये परिवार है ना, मैं बार बार बोलता हूँ, अपने दिल्ली के 2 करोड़ लोगों का परिवार है। 2 करोड़ लोग हम सारे मिलकर दिल्ली की सफाई करेंगे। अपने को भ्रष्टाचार भी दूर करना है। अभी तक जो सारा सिस्टम चल रहा था, लूटपाट का, लेंटर पे पैसे लेने का, ये सब खत्म करना है। अपने को जैसे दिल्ली सरकार साफ सुथरी करी हमने, दिल्ली सरकार के अंदर अब भ्रष्टाचार नहीं होता, ऐसे ही अब नगर निगम को भी साफ करना है। सारे हमारी तरफ देख रहे हैं, बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। और दिल्ली के लोगों ने तो पूरे देश को एक मैसेज दिया है, सारे देश को एक मैसेज दिया है। क्या मैसेज है? मेरे पास बहुत लोग आते हैं, बड़े बड़े नेता, कई सालों के नेता, पुरानी पार्टियों वाले, सब कहते हैं केजरीवाल जी आप जो करते हो इससे वोट नहीं मिलते। वोट लेने के लिए, राजनीति करने के लिए थोड़ा सा गाली गलौज करनी पड़ती है, तू मैं करनी पड़ती है। मैं आज आप सब लोगों को कहना चाहता हूं, हम गाली गलौज करने नहीं आए। हम शरीफों की पार्टी है, हम अच्छे लोगों की पार्टी है। जब भी कोई आम आदमी पार्टी वाले को देखे तो उसके मन में श्रद्धा जागनी चाहिए, उसके मन में एक रिस्पेक्ट होनी चाहिए, ये आम आदमी पार्टी वाला है। हमें कोई कितना भी उकसाए, हमें गाली गलौज नहीं करना, हमें नेगेटिव राजनीति नहीं करनी। लोग कहते हैं कि आप ये स्कूल बनवाते हो, अस्पताल बनवाते हो, इससे वोट थोड़ी मिलती है। आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने सारे देश को मैसेज दिया है कि स्कूल और अस्पताल से भी वोट मिलती है। अगर हम स्कूल और अस्पताल नहीं बनाएंगे, सड़क ठीक नहीं करेंगे, बिजली ठीक नहीं करेंगे, पानी ठीक नहीं करेंगे, गाली गलौज करते रहेंगे तो देश की तरक्की कैसे होगी? देश की तरक्की तो असल मुद्दों से होगी ना, जो आम आदमी पार्टी उठा रही है। आज दिल्ली में 4था चुनाव जीते हम, स्कूल, अस्पताल, बिजली, पानी, तो दिल्ली के लोगों ने आज इस देश के अंदर एक बहुत बड़ा मैसेज दिया है कि पॉजिटिव राजनीति करो, नेगेटिव राजनीति बंद कर दो। हमने पूरा चुनाव पॉजिटिव तरीके से राजनीति की, मुद्दों की राजनीति की। हम जनता में जाके क्या कहते हैं? हम ये कहते हैं कि हमने आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बना दिया, हमको वोट दो। हम ये कहते हैं कि हमने आपके परिवार के लिए इलाज का इंतजाम कर दिया, हमको वोट दो। हम गाली गलौज तो नहीं करते, दूसरों के साथ मारपीट तो नहीं करते, झूठे इल्जाम तो नहीं लगाते। तो ये पॉजिटिव राजनीति को आगे लेके जाना है और मेरा दिल कहता है कि जैसे जैसे देश के अंदर ये पॉजिटिव राजनीति बढ़ेगी, हमारे देश को दुनिया का नंबर 1 देश बनाने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता। और यही है जो देश को आगे बढ़ाएगा। गाली गलौज से देश आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा, गुंडागर्दी से, लफंगई से, मारपीट से देश आगे नहीं बढ़ने वाला। 75 साल बीत गए इस देश को, 75 साल में हम पीछे रह गए। अब टाइम नहीं है, जनता बड़ी बेचैन हो रही है। अब अगर अपने को अपने देश को आगे ले जाना है, पॉजिटिव राजनीति करनी पड़ेगी, विकास की राजनीति करनी पड़ेगी। स्कूल, अस्पताल, बिजली, पानी, ये असल मुद्दे हैं जिसकी वजह से देश परेशान है, इनकी राजनीति करनी पड़ेगी। मैं फिर से दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं और साथ सबको एक चीज और कहना चाहता हूं, अहंकार मत करना। बड़े बड़े सत्ता गिर गए हैं अहंकार से। अहंकार कभी मत करना। कई सारे आप में से काउंसलर बने हो, कई सारे आप में से एमएलए भी बने हो, कई सारे आज मान साहब भी खड़े हैं, पंजाब के हमारे मंत्रीगण भी सुन रहे होंगे। उन सबको मैं कहना चाहता हूं, कोई अहंकार मत करना। अगर हमने अहंकार किया तो ऊपर वाला जनता माफ करे ना, ऊपर वाला कभी माफ नहीं करेगा। आपके पतन पक्का है उसको। भारत माता की।
सभी जो कैंडिडेट जिसे यहाँ पर आए हैं, सभी लोग अपने अपने क्षेत्र में जाएंगे, वहाँ जनता से मिलेंगे और वहाँ जो है लोगों के साथ जो है।
Huge victory speech there by Aam Aadmi Party's chief, Arvind Kejriwal himself, taking the stage and addressing the audience there, thanking them, thanking Delhiites for this overwhelming victory. Much way past the halfway mark. This is Aam Aadmi Party. At this point, 3 p.m., we hear that they've managed to garner 134 wards, and they are leading in about 4 wards, while the BJP at 104. We heard Arvind Kejriwal a little before that, Bhagwant Mann, Punjab Chief Minister, both of them speaking on Aam Aadmi Party's style of governance, which has really won the hearts of Delhiites. Of course, the Aam Aadmi Party at this point were quite keen on winning the MCD polls, as they want to really stamp their complete authority over administration of Delhi, be it the MCD as well as the state. It appears now the Delhi's double engine, Aam Aadmi Party, will be wresting control on all issues, including that of education, healthcare, a lot of them that overlapped when it came to MCD and the Delhi state government. There were a lot of facilities that were already overlapping. Now, it appears the Aam Aadmi Party will have full control on all issues related to education, healthcare, law and order, be it for that matter land, issues that prevail across Delhi city will all be the responsibility of the Aam Aadmi Party now to deal with. And of course, we heard what Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann said, that this is not a victory, this is a responsibility. Quite a humble speech there given by leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal, elated, spoke extensively of the efforts that have been put, the attacks that were made against the Aam Aadmi Party, all the way from the Tihar gate, the liquor gate, etc. Of course, investigation on that still underway, but quite an all-out offensive attack that was made by the BJP extensively through the months leading to the MCD polls. It appears the Aam Aadmi Party was left untouched in a sense of the mood when it comes to the favor among people within Delhi. Doesn't seem like any of those allegations really fazed them. The Aam Aadmi Party has won with overwhelming numbers. Out of the 250 wards at this point, the Aam Aadmi Party, as of 3 p.m., has managed 134 wards. The BJP as well has managed to buck the trend of 91. Most of the exit polls gave it max 91 wards, but BJP too, quite a spirited fight. They've managed to gain 104 so far. The Congress door has shrunk quite extensively to 9. From 30-odd wards that it had previously in 2017, they've now shrunk to 9. A few independents too that have won, but here celebrations galore that we see at the Aam Aadmi Party office right outside. In fact, through the streets of Delhi, you're seeing celebrations, bouts of celebrations by Aam Aadmi Party supporters and the people who have extensively voted for the AAP this point. This is certainly a big win for AAP as a regional party. It's really gone far beyond its reach. Of course, MCD is within the state itself, but the fact that they've really managed to wrest control of the MCD from the mighty BJP. After 15 long years that the BJP was in power, the AAP grabbing control of the MCD from the BJP itself, a statement in itself. Huge celebrations as the AAP has managed to win the MCD polls with quite an overwhelming number. Of course, this isn't a sweep as they may have expected. Clearly, the BJP has put up a spirited fight. At 104, the BJP at this point has really managed to make its way. All right, major embarrassment for the Aam Aadmi Party Muslim face. Some big news coming in. AAP loses big in Amanatullah Okhla turf. AAP wins just 1 out of 5 seats in Amanatullah's turf. The AAP's Muslim face has lost. In fact, the Congress wins Zakir Nagar, Abul Fazal Enclave. Congress says Muslim voters back us, which is a fact of the matter. Seems like what the Congress is left with is only the Muslim vote bank. At this point, whatever areas in the MCD wards that the Congress has managed to win largely is the Muslim-dominated areas, is what we hear. And the Congress, rightly so, has also said itself that Muslim voters back us. If this is a vote bank that the AAP and the Congress is trying to do, then clearly the Muslim voters have chosen the Congress party. Amanatullah Khan, one of the few faces, the Muslim faces of the Aam Aadmi Party, has lost his turf. In fact, here AAP wins only 1 out of 5 wards in Amanatullah's constituency, which is quite an embarrassment. Most of them have decided to go with the Congress. In fact, at this point, the questions raised about Waqf scam haunting Amanatullah Khan. There were a lot of allegations of his involvement in some corruption within the Waqf board. And here it appears that people have chosen the Congress candidate in Amanatullah's Okhla turf instead of the Aam Aadmi Party. AAP wins 1 out of 5 seats in Amanatullah's turf. This also raises several questions on the Congress itself wooing a certain vote bank alone, because most of the seats that the Congress, most of the wards that the Congress have managed to win among the 9, most of them are Muslim-dominated areas. So the Muslim vote bank itself in Delhi largely has gone with the Congress party. The one of the only faces in the Aam Aadmi Party, Amanatullah Khan's own turf, the Okhla turf, at least 4 of his wards has gone to the Congress. Only 1 the AAP has managed to win. Nonetheless, this is a huge victory for the Aam Aadmi Party, as it's not a sweep, but they've managed to win the MCD with quite a comfortable number. At this point, we see 134 that the Aam Aadmi Party has positioned itself with, and they're also leading in 4 seats, is what we hear. The Congress has managed to win about 9. The numbers might vary a slight bit. In just a little while, we'll get pakka numbers, confirmed concrete numbers. The numbers will settle in maybe an hour's time, but this is more or less where it settles. The Aam Aadmi Party, a clear victor, followed by the BJP. Again, the BJP has really put up a spirited fight at 104. It's way past. It's done quite well. Much expected, much more than what was expected from the exit polls. The exit polls showed BJP at a bare 91. But clearly the BJP has managed to buck that trend, the exit poll trend, and has now appeared to have got about 104 wards. With the Congress, though, has really been reduced to the margins, barely 9 wards that they've managed to win, and predominantly in Muslim areas. All right, now, after months of a fierce battle, the Delhi dangal has finally come to a conclusion here. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party itself has breached the BJP's bastion, winning the civic body polls by a comfortable margin. The win for the Aam Aadmi Party means now that they are in full control of the state as well as the MCD. They did want complete control of the administration when it came to Delhi, and they've got it now. Celebrations have broken out across Delhi with overjoyed AAP workers coming on the streets, dancing, singing, munching on sweets to mark AAP's rise in the national capital. The BJP, meanwhile, looks set to end with a 3-figure mark and a tally higher than what most pollsters had predicted. While their 15-year dominance of the MCD is all set to come to an end now, the Saffron Party, of course, is on track to take a moral victory.
बस राजनीति आज तक की थी। आज तक जितनी राजनीति करनी थी कर ली। अब अपने को सबको मिलके काम करना है, सबको मिलके दिल्ली ठीक करनी है। इसमें मैं बीजेपी का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, इसमें मैं कांग्रेस का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, मैं सबका सहयोग चाहता हूं। सब मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे। 250 के 250 पार्षद जो चुन के आए हैं, मैं अब उनसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप किसी पार्टी के पार्षद नहीं, अब आप दिल्ली के पार्षद हैं, मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करें।
All right, these are live visuals of all the celebrations of the Aam Aadmi Party. Here, celebrations across Delhi, the national capital. Delhi largely has chosen Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party when it comes to civic governance. This is the AAP almost snatching control from the BJP, which was in power of the MCD for close to 15 long years. So an AAP, an Aam Aadmi Party that was once a regional party and barely, not even a decade ago, Aam Aadmi Party came into the electoral fray in 2013. From 2013 to 2022, not even a decade, the party has managed to really create quite a buzz and has established itself, nearly established itself as a national party. The MCD election victory here signifies the journey itself the AAP has had over the years. Let me quickly cut across to Amit Bharadwaj, India Today correspondent, joining us live from areas of celebration. Amit, what's right behind you? We see huge crowds, and was this expected? Yes, Aam Aadmi Party hoped for a sweep, for a complete sweep here. They managed to win well past the majority mark, but undoubtedly, are the supporters fully in, are they convinced with the fact that the AAP was supposed to win this round or was supposed to take control of the MCD the way it has? Or are the supporters also surprised? Did they expect it or are they surprised?
Well, Nabila, you know, at the end of the day, what matters to the Aam Aadmi Party supporters is that whether they have a government in MCD or not. And, you know, the mandate is clear. The mandate is in favor of Aam Aadmi Party. It is in favor of Aam Aadmi Party's slogan, Kejriwal ki sarkar, Kejriwal ka parshad, which means that now on the Civic Center, the headquarters of the MCD in Delhi, there will be a flag of Aam Aadmi Party flying high. And it also means that MCD, which was under control of the BJP for the past 15 years, that BJP era in MCD ends. And that is why Aam Aadmi Party workers are happy, they're excited. The dhols and nagaras have not stopped playing out at the Aam Aadmi Party office. And many of the AAP workers are still raising the flag of their party, celebrating this victory which has come hard way their side, because they had attempted a similar, march towards the MCD even in 2017, but back then they did not succeed. But today it is a historic day for them, because they will be governing the Delhi government as well as the MCD, which means they will be in complete control of the affairs in the national capital. And we'll also try to speak to the supporters here. Most of them are either busy on the road, celebrating, dancing on dhol and nagaras, and many of the councillors who have won, who had come here to meet party convener Arvind Kejriwal, they have been now instructed to go back to their areas and celebrate this moment with their, voters of their respective ward. So clearly, the idea is to hit the ground from day one, rather right from the counter when it's 0. And out there, I'll request Gaurav, however, he is standing at a very difficult area right now to pan the camera. But the action is happening right outside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, where dhols and nagaras are playing out, and the councillors are now moving out of the national headquarters and they are heading towards their respective wards. But it's a moment of celebration, moment of victory for Aam Aadmi Party. Yes, they had expected that they will be touching 170, 180 mark. They would be, registering a massive victory in the MCD. That has not happened, but the moment is obviously of the Aam Aadmi Party to celebrate. आप लोग खुश हैं अभी जीत हुई है, या थोड़ा लग रहा है कि जितनी बड़ी जीत की उम्मीद थी उतनी बड़ी जीत मिली नहीं?
इससे बड़ी जीत की उम्मीद थी, पर जो भी जीते केजरीवाल जी के नाम पे जीते, अच्छा जीते।
क्या नाम है आपका?
हर्ष शर्मा।
चुनाव लड़ रहे थे आप?
मैं 2 बार पहले निगम पार्षद रह चुका हूँ। मेरी सीट एससी थी, तो मेरा दूसरा भाई लड़ रहा था।
आपके पार्टी के ही कोई और कार्यकर्ता लड़ रहे थे?
दोनों सीटें जीते।
दोनों सीटें जीत गए। कई सारे वार्ड से जहाँ पे उस तरह का मैंडेट नहीं मिला आप लोगों को, खास करके माइनॉरिटी वाले जो इलाके थे, तो क्या आप दोबारा स्ट्रैटेजी बनाने की जरूरत है उस मुद्दे पे?
उस पर हम जल्दी चर्चा करेंगे। माइनॉरिटी में हमें क्यों कम वोट पड़ा और कम क्यों शेयर बढ़ा, पर हमारे पुरानी दिल्ली के माइनॉरिटी में हम सारे जीते हैं।
अच्छा, पुरानी दिल्ली से हैं?
जहाँ चांदनी चौक से।
वहाँ आपका करिश्मा
सारे आप
आप लोग कितने खुश हैं?
देखिए जी, बड़े दिनों से एक चर्चा होती थी कि दिल्ली में केजरीवाल जी को अगर मौका मिलेगा निगम में तो जनता का काम होगा। 15 साल से बीजेपी थी, लोगों के पूरे काम नहीं कर पाए। दिल्ली सरकार बैठी है और आपस में इनका समन्वय बैठेगा और हो सकता है दिल्ली की जनता का भला हो। लोगों ने इसी के लिए वोट किया है, वोटर हैं वोटर।
लेकिन जिम्मेदारी बड़ी है, कैसे करेंगे साहब?
केजरीवाल साहब बैठे हैं, केजरीवाल साहब ने जिस जिस जगह काम किया है लोगों ने, जनता ने अपार समर्थन दिया है और जनता काम को समर्थन करती है, जनता काम को समर्थन कर रही है। केजरीवाल
कहाँ रहते हैं आप? कहाँ रहते हैं?
चांदनी चौक।
Chandni Chowk. So all of these people are from the old Delhi areas, and you would see, you know, many people from across the national capital who had come here. In fact, many of them are also from Haryana, Punjab, who have come here in big numbers. And it's a moment to celebrate, you know, and that's what they are doing. That's what they are busy doing. And in fact, Arvind Kejriwal, while speaking or addressing to the supporters today, did say that it's a moment of victory as well as responsibility. And one thing very interesting, Nabila, what Arvind Kejriwal said today is to be noted is that he sought Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Ashirwad. He sought BJP central government's support. So clearly he also understands that henceforth now the victory has come their way. The responsibility of Aam Aadmi Party is even bigger.
At the end of it, it's not possible for the Aam Aadmi Party to carry out governance, civic governance on its own. Because if you look at it, the BJP has managed close to 104. That's a good number, and they're going to have to share much of the decision that they carry out for Delhi when it comes to civic governance. They've got to keep the BJP in good humor, because if the 104 ward candidates do not agree with what the AAP has to say, there is going to be a battle between the two within the civic body itself. That will be quite a task for the AAP to tide over. So clearly him sending out the message that I'm hoping for support from the BJP and the Congress equally, hope we work together for better Delhi, is something that he has to say. He can't ignore the fact that the BJP has got 104. So, you know, at this point, would you say that the BJP, what's the sentiment within the BJP? We've heard many of those spokespersons speaking on our channel saying that they take this with much humility, but they will ensure that they will pin the responsibility on AAP now that they have such a big task to carry forward. They will hold AAP responsible for all that happens in the city of Delhi. But at the end of it, are they in tandem with AAP? Will they work at pace with the AAP? Are they showing any kind of sensitivity towards the AAP at this point?
Well, Mila, the politics in the national capital is going to get only interesting henceforth. Because as you mentioned, Aam Aadmi Party has touched the majority mark. They have good numbers in MCD now, but BJP also has good numbers. And possibly this is the, you know, greater the number than the BJP's expectation. Because the kind of anti-incumbency wave that was against the BJP, they would ideally they could not have even touched the 100 mark. And the kind of candidate selection which has been done by the BJP possibly has done this magic on the ground in the last moment, you know, making sure it for the Saffron Party to touch 100 mark. And why I'm saying that the politics in national capital is going to get interesting from here is because MCD governance is a bit different from how the normal governance in the state governments happen. You know, right here you will have the opposition which is strong, which means running the house in the civic center is going to get very difficult for Aam Aadmi Party, and Aam Aadmi Party would be winning or getting control of the MCD for the first time. So they will take time to understand how this works, how to control the house, how to manage the opposition. Second thing, the power of the MCD is very much, you know, divested, or it has been decentralized in the standing committees, which again means that if you have to get any policy passed by the MCD, it has to be also get cleared by the regional standing committees, by the standing committees. So the policy matter has to get a green signal from the standing committee, which means the BJP will also have a fair amount of representation in standing committee, which means, you know, more difficulty for the Aam Aadmi Party to get their work done. And that is precisely why, as you were pointing out, Arvind Kejriwal was now seeking support of the Congress Party, of the BJP, of the centre, as well as Ashirwad of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He knows that if they have to work and deliver on the promises given out by Aam Aadmi Party, they would need support from BJP and the central government. Because now
they
if
can't
the
work
work does
alone.
not get done
Clearly,
in the
their
national
numbers at 104. BJP is at 104, AAP at 134. They've got to work together. They cannot be warring within the MCD. Let's hope they do. Let me quickly cut across to exactly what Arvind Kejriwal said as he took stage in a victory speech a little while ago, along with, of course, Manish Sisodia and Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann.
हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके स्कूल ठीक किए, लाखों करोड़ों बच्चों का भविष्य बनाया। लोगों ने हमें अस्पतालों की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके अस्पताल ठीक किए। बिजली की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने बिजली ठीक की, बिजली मुफ्त की, 24 घंटे बिजली की। आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने अपने बेटे को, अपने भाई को दिल्ली की सफाई करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है, भ्रष्टाचार दूर करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है। दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत 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 बधाई देना चाहता हूं मैं। इतनी बड़ी जीत के लिए, इतनी शानदार जीत के लिए, इतने बड़े बदलाव के लिए, इतने बड़े परिवर्तन के लिए मैं दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं।
Now, Manish Sisodia there, sir.
Cut across to Reena Gupta. Ashutosh is joining us. Reena Gupta speaking to India Today. Listen in.
Well, Nabila, indeed it's a victory for the Aam Aadmi Party, but perhaps not with the same number that Aam Aadmi Party was anticipating. I remember the claim by Arvind Kejriwal, 220 seats out of 250. You end up at 134.
But one thing is very clear, that the people of Delhi have given a decisive vote in the favor of Aam Aadmi Party. It is very clear that the only person they trust to run Delhi is Arvind Kejriwal. Bharatiya Janata Party tried everything in their toolkit, from delimitation to delaying of elections, but nothing worked for them. In the end, the people of Delhi chose a clean party, which is Aam Aadmi Party. What is also very interesting is that now even if Bharatiya Janata Party has 100 parshads, but these parshads will not be able to behave like your typical BJP parshads, corrupt parshads, because the mayor of Aam Aadmi Party will make sure that these parshads don't do the linter ke naam pe ugai and everything else that they were doing before that. So Delhi is excited. Delhi is very happy that we are going to have a clean government both in MCD and in the state.
What happens is, when you make such a claim, then analyst gets an opportunity to compare your vote share from the assembly polls to the municipal election. And there is a drastic drop, whereas the BJP is being seen to fight anti-incumbency, gaining certain amount of votes.
So you can look at numbers any which way you want. If you compare our vote share to the 2017 MCD elections, then our vote share has increased dramatically. From the 2017 MCD elections, our vote share has increased dramatically. And our number of seats has increased dramatically. So I think it's a very, very decisive and clear vote in favor of clean politics. And the Aam Aadmi Party mayor is going to make sure that we get a Delhi that we deserve. We are also going to now get the presidency of G20. A lot of international leaders will be coming to India, and Delhi is the gateway to India. So we need to make sure that Delhi looks like a world-class city, and the Aam Aadmi Party government in MCD and the Aam Aadmi Party mayor will make sure that Delhi is a world-class city.
Another question, that BJP raised the corruption issues against Aam Aadmi Party. You contested over the issues of corruption against the BJP. But when it comes to the numbers tally, both Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia, you see the bastion is totally collapsed. Satyendra Jain lost all his seats. Manish Sisodia barely survived one of his wards in his constituency.
So I think the party will now look at each of these seats and we'll do an analysis of what went wrong in each of them. But my hunch is that a lot of these changes also happened because of the delimitation that Bharatiya Janata Party did at the end. And they did it in such a way that they tried to favor the wards, consolidate their votes, which may have resulted in, against Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, analysis and observations will come later. But for now, congratulations to you. It's a celebration moment.
Congratulations to Delhi.
Congratulations. Delhi, of course, after all, the voter is voters' victory, and everyone should respect the mandate by the voters. For now, it's a celebration moment, Nabila, here at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. Indeed, there will be a moment when party will analyze. At one point, being compared with the assembly results with the municipal body. Subsequently, they're also comparing 2017 municipal results with this year, and also comparing the general election trends, voter share with this municipal corporation. So clearly, everyone has, their own point, and everyone has their own brownie points to be happy about. For now, it's Aam Aadmi Party's moment, getting the MCD, literally in the straight fight with the BJP, and finally victory.
And of course, we see the Aam Aadmi Party gloating, no doubt, and rightly so, because they've managed to win the MCD, taking control away from the BJP after 15 long years. So this is not easy, and the Aam Aadmi Party has really shown that it can do. But of course, not a sweep that they expected. They still managed to come well past the majority mark. Now, let me quickly cut across to Akshay Dongre as well, who's joining us with all the celebrations behind him. Akshay, give us the mood. What's the sense within the Aam Aadmi Party netas, the mood on ground among people who voted this MCD polls? We hear the voter turnout is low, though, not very encouraging. What do you think has led to that? Akshay, if you're with us.
Voter turnout has been low, but let's first talk about the celebration, because what Ashutosh has been showing you was from...
All right, we're going to try and patch Akshay Dongre there, but these are the visuals that came a little earlier, where you had Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal exiting from his home, all the victory sign, waving at the media there, hounding his vehicles. We saw even Manish Sisodia seated in the same car. There was also Bhagwant Mann in the same car. All of them saying that this was expected. We were to win, and this is great. This is the happiest moment for us. They spoke to India Today just before they arrived at that venue where they addressed a huge public gathering. The Aam Aadmi Party, of course, over the moon at this point, even though, these were the visuals. These are the visuals that came in a little while earlier, where the Chief Minister himself, Arvind Kejriwal, took to the stage and thanked the people's mandate, thanked Delhiites for choosing the Aam Aadmi Party, and of course appealed to the BJP and the Congress to work in tandem, said that this is not a fight, this is not something that they can do alone. They need the BJP and the Congress to come together to help Delhi improve. They've got to work collectively. But it wasn't really a smooth sailing for Aam Aadmi Party as it headed towards taking over the MCD. Kejriwal's party lost all 3 wards, falling under the jailed Aam Aadmi Party Mantri Satyendra Jain's constituencies. And this comes in the backdrop of several released videos in which the minister, Satyendra Jain, could be seen getting a VVIP treatment, a massage, etc. in jail. The AAP has also suffered massive setback in wards falling under Manish Sisodia's constituency. Again, Sisodia also embroiled in the Liquorgate scam. In fact, the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister is accused number 2 in the AAP. As we see here, in the Liquorgate itself, he stands as one of the main accused, and he seems to be the right-hand man of Arvind Kejriwal. And Manish Sisodia's own constituency, it appears that he's lost wards. In fact, he's facing grave charges. Manish Sisodia, in connection with the Delhi liquor scam, has been under the ED and the CBI scanner. And in his seat, AAP has lost the contest in 3 out of 4 wards. The BJP now, citing results in Jain and Sisodia's constituencies, has hit out at Arvind Kejriwal, asked until how long will he really defend his corrupt mantris. Remember, Kejriwal had said that his netas are so pure that they need to be awarded. That's how far he backed them, despite allegations of corruption.
आम आदमी पार्टी को मुंह की खानी पड़ी है। इसका मतलब कि आम आदमी पार्टी के भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ ये वोट किया गया है, और आज आम आदमी पार्टी को इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए कि भ्रष्टाचारी मंत्रियों को कब तक बचाएंगे। अरविंद केजरीवाल को बताना चाहिए कि क्या अब वो सत्येंद्र जैन के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेंगे, क्या अब वो मनीष सिसोदिया के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेंगे, या अब भी निर्लजता से भ्रष्टाचारियों को बचाएंगे।
All right, coming up on the other side, after months of fierce battle, the Delhi Dangal has finally come to a conclusion here. AAP has won the MCD elections. Not a sweeping victory, but undoubtedly the real victor. More details on the other side. Stay with us.
Shashank, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Set of numbers reported by the company. Domestic passenger vehicle sales up 20%. Total wholesale numbers up 14%. So what is an indicator about?
So I think the domestic demand continues to be strong on the demand parameters, whether it is inquiries or booking, seems to be stabilized. The number for the industry for the month of November, 323,000 almost. When you compare with last year's 2.46, the growth of almost 32%. And it's the highest ever November wholesale, for the industry as far as passenger vehicle is concerned. The other interesting, on the wholesale front, this number indicates is the 6th straight month when the industry has crossed the 300,000 mark.
During the last month of the calendar year.
Yes.
Any interesting trend you'd like to talk about? You spoke about the sales, of course, but any interesting trend you'd like to speak on?
Yeah, so one, of course, is the change in the percentage of contribution of SUVs. It's now almost 43%. That's a further increase. While the smaller cars are around the similar numbers. Last year 36%, now 35.5%. Almost a similar level. We also saw the semiconductor situation not getting fully normal, whereas the expectation was that it would get fully normal. So we're still about 95% okay. So there's been some improvement, still not normal. Third, we have seen the consistent high pending bookings in the industry, which is something which we haven't seen earlier for such a prolonged period of time. And of course, we do see a continued shift of consumers towards personal mobility, away from public transport. And in this year, though, we did see a slight bounce back as far as shared mobility is concerned, something which is going down in the previous 2 years of the COVID.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
So we would have a base of organics. The body would be placed here. The rest of the organics and flowers would be placed here. We would simply close the lid and we would be set. The microbes, when given heat and moisture, become super active. Our body comes up, in our case, to about 160, 165 degrees. It'll stay there for well over a week, 10 days. The heat obviously keeps the microbial activity super, super active. And at the end of a month, our body is pretty much transformed completely. There's some bone that remains. It's reduced. It's put back into the soil. It's let to sit for another month. And when we're done, we have soil that we can give the family. Cremation takes 30 gallons of fuel and pumps about 540 pounds of CO2 into the atmosphere, every cremation. So we've devised a system that runs about 90% cleaner than that.
Gujarat is one of my home states, and I've spent the last few weeks crisscrossing the battleground state of Gujarat. Now I'm back in the studio to bring you my insights and knowledge on the situation in Gujarat and beyond as we turn to our big counting day coverage, 6 a.m. onwards, December 8th, only on India Today.
I've travelled across 20 districts spread over thousands of kilometres through the heart of pole-bound Gujarat. I'm back in the studio now for counting day with all my insights. Catch me, Preeti Chaudhary, on India Today, 6 a.m., 8th December.
All right, big blow to the Aam Aadmi Party in parts of Delhi. Delhi's Okla seat, the municipal poll results indicated that the Muslim vote, which helped the Aam Aadmi Party substantially, was divided between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress. Despite crossing the halfway mark as counting of votes reached the final stages in elections of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party faces a setback at the Okla constituency. Okla constituency is really considered a stronghold of the AAP MLA Amanatullah Khan. AAP has won just 1 out of the 5 seats there. Congress has won in Abu Fazal and Zakir Nagar, whereas BJP has managed to emerge victorious in Sarita Vihar and Madanpur Kadra. Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party was able to register a victory in JJ Colony as well. Remember, the AAP MLA Amanatullah Khan was arrested after raids in connection with irregularities in the Delhi Waqf Board recruitment. In fact, on the other hand, Congress leader has also made a big statement saying that the MCD results show how Muslim voters are now returning to the Congress's fold. And it appears that the Congress also has predominantly won from Muslim-dominated areas.
देखने वाली बात है कि चौहान बांगर में 15,000 से ज़्यादा वोट से कांग्रेस का प्रत्याशी जीत रहा है। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं कि अल्पसंख्यक परंपरागत वोटर रहा है, वो वापस लौटा है कांग्रेस की तरफ। दिल्ली MCD के चुनाव ने ये बात तो साबित कर दी है और मैं बतौर माइनॉरिटी डिपार्टमेंट के अध्यक्ष की हैसियत से इस बात से खुश हूँ कि हम सबकी मेहनत जो है वो ज़मीन पे वापस दिख रही है और अल्पसंख्यक वापस लौट रहा है। तो मुझे तो व्यक्तिगत तौर पर इस बात की खुशी है। बाकी और प्रयास की आवश्यकता है, हम और प्रयास करेंगे, ज़मीन तक जाएंगे।
All right, let me quickly cut across to Amit Bharadwaj and Akshay Dongre, both of them joining us amid all the celebrations for the Aam Aadmi Party. Amit, a quick word from you. We see huge crowds that have gathered as part of this AAP festivity here, or a celebration, a mood of festival for the Aam Aadmi Party, where they're brandishing flags of the AAP and congregating around the Aam Aadmi Party offices in Delhi. We saw Manish Sisodia, the man who is accused in the liquor gate, has been garlanded extensively, and people are towing him, endorsing him, appreciating the victory of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi MCD. So really, all the allegations of corruption against the Aam Aadmi Party has had absolutely no effect on the MCD polls and their numbers there.
Right, Nabila, and in fact, Aam Aadmi Party's victory in MCD proves that they have gotten the mandate yet again from the voters of the national capital. And there are very interesting visuals coming from the Aam Aadmi Party national headquarters right there. This child that you see dressed up as Kejriwal or Chota Kejriwal, she is Akriti, 3-year-old resident from Delhi, and dressed up like Arvind Kejriwal, showing victory sign. Muffler man has become one of the favorite outfits of the day, like this one when Aam Aadmi Party registers a victory. क्या नाम है और आप क्या बन के आई हैं आज? केजरीवाल। कहाँ से हैं आप लोग?
हरिनगर विधानसभा से आए हैं हम लोग और हरिनगर विधानसभा में पार्टी के लिए काम कर रहे थे और पूरी दिल्ली में हम लोग आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए काम करते हैं। मैं APMC मेंबर भी रहा हूँ दिल्ली सरकार में और खुद एडवोकेट भी।
आपने आपकी बिटिया है ये?
जी।
इनको केजरीवाल की तरह आप बना के लेके आए हैं, क्या वजह है?
देखो हम लोग आम आदमी पार्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं, 10 साल से काम कर रहे हैं, तो हमारा परिवार भी आम आदमी पार्टी केजरीवाल को बहुत उनको मोहब्बत करता है, बहुत प्यार करता है, दिल से चाहता है। तो हमारे बच्चे भी चाह रहे थे केजरीवाल जी से मिलें। तो ये इनकी जो बुआ हैं उन्होंने, और हमारी जो अनुराधा,
मुलाकात हो पाई?
जी, मुलाकात तो 1 to 1 नहीं हो पाई, पर उन्होंने जब स्पीच दी तो उन्होंने हाथ हिलाया, बच्चे को देखा, और हमें उम्मीद थी कि
Nabila, in fact, I also have somebody who was, man behind Dance for Democracy, a unique concept of Aam Aadmi Party to bring in more support. He has been doing that particular, campaign flash mob for the past elections. किस तरह से इस जीत को देख रहे हैं आप लोग?
This is a big victory for us. Like MCD election last time हमें नहीं मिल पाया था, तो 15 सालों से जहाँ बीजेपी भी है, और इट्स अ बिग थिंग क्योंकि भी अब पार्टी के पास, हमारे पास और काम करने का, कि हमें दिल्ली में जैसे MCD के स्कूल्स हैं, कूड़ा है, इस पे और हमें प्रूव करके दिखाना है पार्टी को।
Responsibility.
Exact, bigger responsibility as well.
Because the BJP councillors will now say हर दिन कूड़ा करते थे, अब देखो अब क्या हुआ, समाधान नहीं हुआ है।
होगा, थोड़ा टाइम चाहिए होगा। इतने दिन से कूड़े का वो लोग तो कुछ कर नहीं पाए 15 साल से, अब हम जरूर करेंगे। हमने दिल्ली में भी किया है, स्कूल, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी।
Confident that
yes,
your party will deliver.
Yeah, our party will deliver.
Okay. So the celebrations at the national headquarters of Aam Aadmi Party has not stopped. At different, parts of the party headquarters, you will see dhol nagaras playing out, women celebrating, councillors who have been elected celebrating, and parents coming up with this celebratory mode where they have actually dressed their children like this one, Akriti dressed like Arvind Kejriwal.
Yeah.
So all these visuals, different kind of visuals are coming from the national capital, from the national headquarters of the Aam Aadmi Party, shows that they are happy and they want to celebrate this moment, even though the numbers are not as per the expectations of the Aam Aadmi Party or the supporters.
The fact that from 47 the last time, Amit, from barely 47 odd wards that they had won in 2017 to a whopping 124 at this point. The numbers could increase. They're leading in another 4 wards. It's a huge step up. Undoubtedly, they may have been wishful in wanting an entire sweep of the MCD, but they must remember that they're facing the mighty BJP. The BJP has managed to control MCD for 15 long years. So a sweep or not, this is certainly a huge step up for the Aam Aadmi Party as they win the MCD elections with about 124 at this point. The numbers could go up. 130 is what is near and by expected. Let me quickly cut across to Akshay Dongre as well joining us. Akshay, a quick word from you. What's behind you? What's the kind of celebrations you see from Aam Aadmi Party supporters?
Well, Nabila, as far as the celebrations here are concerned, what Amit was showing you was from the inside of the party headquarters, and from the outside you can see the entire road that is leading to the headquarters of the Aam Aadmi Party is all jammed because of all the supporters who are coming in. The roads that are leading to Aam Aadmi Party headquarters have been in fact decorated with these balloons, all of these decorations.
We're going to try and patch Akshay there, but this is certainly a historic moment for the Aam Aadmi Party. They certainly have created history. At this point, after 15 long years, the AAP wrests control of the MCD. In fact, many of the services which the MCD offered, like education and healthcare, even the Delhi state government had offered, it often overlapped. And now, with the Aam Aadmi Party winning control of the MCD, it appears that they're going to stamp their authority across administration in the state of Delhi. So this is a huge win, undoubtedly, and they have certainly created history. A sweep or not, this is certainly a massive step up for the Aam Aadmi Party. At this time, the AAP has really managed to decimate BJP, but from all the talk that BJP will not pass 91 seats, all the exit polls max gave BJP about 91 wards. They've really managed to buck that trend though. BJP has gotten at least 104 at this point. Numbers could change slight bit, but more or less this is what we see as of now. Reactions coming in from all parties. Listen in.
आम आदमी पार्टी की तो नैतिक रूप से हार हो चुकी है। जिस प्रकार से उनका दावा था, जैसा वो इसको बताते थे कि हम 225 सीट
नैतिक हार है, तो आपकी कौन सी वही हार?
नहीं, हमारी तो चौथी बार हम इसमें आने जा रहे हैं। तो चौथी बार आने के बाद भी इतना समर्थन दिल्ली का एक बहुत बड़ा नैतिक जीत है। इसको कैसे भूल सकते हैं आप?
आज एमसीडी चुनाव के नतीजे आ रहे हैं। लगभग अब ये तय हो गया है कि आम आदमी पार्टी जो है एमसीडी पे कब्जा करने जा रही है। नहीं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जितनी सीटें 2017 में मिली उससे बहुत कम सीटें।
नहीं, आप थोड़ी देर का इंतजार करिए। अभी हम लोग अभी काउंटिंग चल रही है, हम लोग जीतेंगे, पक्का जीतेंगे, कमल खिलेगा।
लेकिन क्यों नहीं इतनी सीटें पे दिख रही है भारतीय जनता पार्टी 2012 में या 17 में?
कुछ ही देर आप मुझे लग रहा है पूरा
All right, of course, a spirited fight that the BJP has put out undoubtedly. On the other side of a short break, we're going to take you through a little more on that celebration. After months of a fierce battle, their Delhi dangle has finally come to an end. A conclusion here, seeing AAP winning the MCD elections. More details up next.
The lotus, the national flower, and now our G20 logo.
G20 India 2023. One Earth, one family, one future.
This flower is now in the midst of a heated political fight as the opposition claims that the lotus has been chosen because it is also the Bharatiya Janata Party's symbol. The latest critique is Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who questioned why, of all national symbols, the lotus was chosen.
जब नेशनल फ्लावर तो इलेक्शन कमीशन एक पार्टी को दे दिए जब, तो वो फ्लावर को यूज नहीं करके और भी नेशनल कितना चीज था, इसी के लिए हम इसके इशू नहीं बनाया. But it is not a non-issue. It's an important issue, and I think they should think over the matter.
कमल नेशनल फ्लावर है, उसका स्वागत है, लेकिन लोगों में किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के चुनाव चिन्ह को प्रमुखता नहीं दी जानी चाहिए.
These attacks come after Congress just days ago taunted the Prime Minister for what they called drama over G20. Taking to Twitter, Congress communications in charge Jairam Ramesh said that while the G20 presidency is rotational, no other country staged a high-voltage drama that is being done around India. And the opposition is lashing out at the government, despite the Prime Minister's message on why the lotus was chosen.
The symbol of the lotus in the G20 logo is a representation of hope in these times.
But beyond this war of words, what made headlines was the bonhomie witnessed at the G20 all-party meet. An all-party meeting was called by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which was attended by top mantris of his cabinet, chief ministers of several states, as well as top opposition netas were also present at the gathering. Keeping their personal rivalry aside, most of the netas looked in a cheerful mood.
Let's look at what really happened in this poll, which is that the Bharatiya Janata Party is poised to record its biggest victory in Gujarat ever. Potentially also the biggest victory by any party ever. And this, for a party that's been in power for 6 times before this, is quite astounding. And it's in the back of the energy, the charisma of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that you've got the BJP on the verge of making history, to talk about the big national ramifications, because remember, Gujarat, the BJP hopes will be the springboard for the 2024 campaign. No Prime Minister since Jawaharlal Nehru has won 3 times straight. And that's what BJP hopes will be the story that starts from Gujarat with this big victory. Joining us to talk about the national ramifications of this poll, Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, squaring off against him, Supriya Shrinet of the Congress. We've got Rahul Verma joining us from the Center for Policy Research. And I want to go across first to Nalin Kohli, because you've got 2 perspectives on this. One, that the BJP is poised to break a record, and that by itself is phenomenal. Second is, in this election have been sowed the seeds of a big contest between BJP and AAP in 2027 in Gujarat, which could arguably be a closer, more tightly fought battle than the one that we've seen in this election. Nalin Kohli, welcome.
Thank you. I don't think Gujarat has ever been in doubt, and multiple factors. That's what we've seen throughout the election. I mean, whether we go on in terms of performance, in terms of the charisma of Prime Minister Modi, in terms of performance of the government under him when he was CM, or now as Prime Minister working in tandem with the state, I think Gujarat was never a question. Of course, what all exit polls seem to be indicating is not just the next winning the election again, but the margin by which it seems to be heading for a huge victory. And we've been pretty confident about a victory in Gujarat. But of course, the margin we'll finally know when the votes are counted on that day. In terms of national ramifications, I don't know from whose perspective, because from the BJP's perspective, we won the 2014 election, got a single majority government under Prime Minister Modi. We've repeated that with increased seats in 2019. And therefore, we've also seen that there's a difference in the vote percentages when you go for the Lok Sabha versus the Vidhan Sabha. For example, normally the BJP over the last 5-6 elections has been in the range of close to 50%, 47 to 50% in the Vidhan Sabha, but in the last 2 Lok Sabhas it's been more closer to 60%. So therefore there's a difference in the vote also, and I think the electorate is now evolved enough to make that choice for a national election versus a state election.
Gujarat is one of my home states, and I've spent the last few weeks crisscrossing the battleground state of Gujarat. Now I'm back in the studio to bring you my insights and knowledge on the situation in Gujarat and beyond as we turn to our big counting day coverage, 6 a.m. onwards, December 8th, only on India Today.
I've travelled across 20 districts spread over thousands of kilometres through the heart of poll-bound Gujarat. I'm back in the studio now for counting day with all my insights. Catch me, Preeti Chaudhary, on India Today, 6 a.m., 8th December.
Gujarat is one of my home states, and I've spent the last few weeks crisscrossing the battleground state of Gujarat. Now I'm back in the studio to bring you my insights and knowledge on the situation in Gujarat and beyond as we turn to our big counting day coverage, 6 a.m. onwards, December 8th, only on India Today.
A very good evening. You're watching India Today. I'm Nabila Jamal. We're tracking the Aam Aadmi Party's victory here over the MCD, India Today's largest team on ground, bringing us all the developments. Akshita Anandagopal from the Aam Aadmi Party's office. I'm going to toss to her right after the top headlines. Aam Aadmi Party wins Delhi civic polls. Kejriwal's party gets 134 out of 250 wards. BJP wins 104. Delhi Chief Minister seeks the Prime Minister's blessing. Says we've all got to work together for Delhi.
आज इस मंच के जरिए से मैं केंद्र सरकार से भी और खासकर प्रधानमंत्री जी से भी दिल्ली को ठीक करने के लिए आशीर्वाद चाहता हूं।
AAP loses big in constituencies held by tainted Delhi ministers. The party has won only one ward in Sisodia's constituency, 0 in Satyendra Jain's Sakur Basti constituency. BJP wins 104 wards. Face-off in Lok Sabha over Karnataka-Maharashtra border dispute. NCP hits out at the Karnataka Chief Minister. Bommai claims conspiracy against Maharashtra. Prime Minister Modi kicks off winter session of the Parliament with appeal to opposition for productive discussions, reiterates that disruptions can't be the norm and urges parties to allow young MPs to debate in the House.
मैं बहुत ही आग्रह के साथ सभी दलों से, सभी सांसदों से इस सत्र को और अधिक प्रोडक्टिव बनाने की दिशा में सामूहिक प्रयास हो।
All right, let me quickly cut across to Akshata Nandagopal, joining us live from the Aam Aadmi Party office. Akshata, the celebrations there top-notch. The Aam Aadmi Party has managed to wrestle control of the MCD after 15 long years under the BJP's rule, indeed creating history.
Truly, Nabila, good evening to you and to all of our viewers joining us on this broadcast. I'm here at the AAP headquarters, which was packed to the brim just moments ago. And now as the area clears out, I can still show you that there's still a lot of music, a lot of dance in the air, people continuing to celebrate all around me. But as I show you also of the AAP workers who've gathered here, all of them chanting slogans, etc., let me also get you some voices from the ground here, from the AAP headquarters, from the AAP office, where you've got supporters, cadre all gathering. And I think one image that pretty much sums up the excitement, the acceleration on ground are these little children dressed up as Kejriwal. I'm sure you remember, Nabila, and all of your viewers remember how these little children dressed up as Kejriwal in his muffler avatar went viral earlier. It's become quite a rage here as well. आप बताइए, आप खुश हैं?
बहुत खुश हैं, बहुत खुश हैं, बहुत खुश हैं।
तो आपने कैसे मनाए आज?
आज नाच गा के मनाया और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से मुलाकात हुई, बात हुई, उन्होंने बधाइयाँ दी। तो इस खुशी में हम अपने बच्चे को भी लेके आए और हमारा पूरा परिवार केजरीवाल को बहुत पसंद करता है क्योंकि
क्या आपके बच्चे से मुलाकात किया केजरीवाल जी ने?
जी, मुलाकात तो नहीं हो पाई पर ऊपर से उन्होंने हाई किया, तो इसने भी आकृति ने हाई किया केजरीवाल जी को। मुलाकात करवाना चाहते थे पर कोई बात नहीं, क्योंकि बड़ी खुशी का दिन था, बहुत सारे लोग थे और अरविंद जी से हम लोगों की मुलाकात होती रहती है, मिलते रहते हैं हम लोग। तो इस जश्न में हम लोगों को शामिल होना था पूरे परिवार के साथ, क्योंकि उन्होंने शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में बहुत अच्छा काम किया है और ये देश के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। ये दिल्ली मॉडल जो है देश के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। आने वाला जो कल है देश का, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल है, क्योंकि जब हम माँ बाप आए हैं और जो शिक्षा का मॉडल दिल्ली में इन्होंने किया है तो वो उससे बहुत खुश हैं। क्योंकि मैं खुद सरकारी स्कूल में पढ़ता था, जब मैं पढ़ता था तो बहुत अच्छे स्कूल नहीं हुआ करते थे, पर आज हम निसंकोच रूप से जब बच्चे बड़े होंगे तो उन्हें सरकारी स्कूल में डालने में कोई परहेज नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि बहुत अच्छे सरकारी स्कूल हैं उनके। अब निगम में भी अच्छे स्कूल हो जाएंगे निश्चित तौर से, और इसी उम्मीद के साथ में जनता ने भी वोट किया है, हर माँ बाप ने वोट किया है।
तो अभी MCD में आम आदमी पार्टी जो आपकी पार्टी है वो आ गए है, तो आपके बच्चे के लिए आपको क्या लगता है आप करनी चाहिए MCD लेवल में?
बहुत अच्छा होगा, सरकार काम कर रही है उसी के हिसाब से चलेगा।
अच्छा, आपके बच्चे के ये गेटअप के बारे में बताइए, ये शेड्स कहाँ से आया है? उनको केजरीवाल के ट्रेडमार्क साइन पता है क्या?
नहीं, अचानक ही मूड बना, उसको पता है केजरीवाल शो करती पहचानती है।
टीवी में देखती है तो बोलती है केजरीवाल। तो हमने कहा कि आज केजरीवाल जी से तुम्हें मुलाकात करवा के लाते हैं, दिखा के लाते हैं, तो बड़ी खुशी से और 1.5 घंटे से यहाँ पे और बड़ी एक्साइटेड है। देखो ये विक्ट्री वाला साइन बनाओ, विक्ट्री वाला साइन, हाथ ऊपर करो, देखो।
Understandably, he's very tired. Thank you, congratulations आपको So you've got him with the victory sign there, and many such kids dressed up as well. So you can see all the song, dance continuing behind me. I can assure you that for the next few hours while I'm here, I'm 100% sure that the energy isn't going to dip down anytime soon. So why is it that we're referring to this as such a historic, such a huge moment really for the Aam Aadmi Party? If you look at the MCD election itself, 15 years that the BJP has been in power at the MCD level, and for the Aam Aadmi Party to make this kind of a win possible is huge. Of course, there's going to be several takeaways, several lessons that they have to learn from this, but focusing on the big headline itself, it is the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has managed to win this Delhi dangle. They've breached essentially the BJP bastion, winning the civic body polls by what will be deemed a comfortable margin, not a large one, not a sweep as was predicted. The win for AAP means they now have full control of state as well as the MCD. It comes with certain perks, but of course they will need to continue cooperating with the centre. As far as the BJP is concerned, they're looking set to end with a 3-figure mark, a tally higher than what most pollsters predicted. They said a double-digit mark, so the BJP is kind of saying that, look, we'll introspect, but it's not as bad as many said it would be.
बस राजनीति आज तक की थी, आज तक जितनी राजनीति करनी थी कर ली। अब अपने को सबको मिलके काम करना है, सबको मिलके दिल्ली ठीक करनी है। इसमें मैं बीजेपी का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, इसमें मैं कांग्रेस का भी सहयोग चाहता हूं, मैं सबका सहयोग चाहता हूं। सब मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे। 250 के 250 पार्षद जो चुन के आए हैं, मैं अब उनसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप किसी पार्टी के पार्षद नहीं, अब आप दिल्ली के पार्षद हैं, मिलके दिल्ली को ठीक करेंगे। हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके स्कूल ठीक किए, लाखों करोड़ों बच्चों का भविष्य बनाया। लोगों ने हमें अस्पतालों की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने रात दिन मेहनत करके अस्पताल ठीक किए। बिजली की जिम्मेदारी दी, हमने बिजली ठीक की, बिजली मुफ्त की, 24 घंटे बिजली की। आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने अपने बेटे को, अपने भाई को दिल्ली की सफाई करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है, भ्रष्टाचार दूर करने की जिम्मेदारी दी है। दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत 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 बधाई देना चाहता हूं मैं, इतनी बड़ी जीत के लिए, इतनी शानदार जीत के लिए, इतने बड़े बदलाव के लिए, इतने बड़े परिवर्तन के लिए मैं दिल्ली के लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं।
मनीष सिसोदिया सर जीत गए।
बहुत बड़ी जीत, बहुत बड़ी जीत,
बहुत बड़ी जीत है,
बहुत बड़ी जीत। दिल्ली की जनता का धन्यवाद।
90 सीटों का आम आदमी को फायदा हो रहा है पिछली बार से, और एमसीडी में हम शानदार जीत दर्ज करने वाले हैं। धीरे धीरे रुझान जो हैं वो नतीजों में बदल रहे हैं, और अरविंद केजरीवाल ने पहले 15 साल की कांग्रेस की सत्ता को उखाड़ा था दिल्ली से, अब 15 साल की एमसीडी को भी उखाड़ दिया है। इसका मतलब ये है कि लोग जो हैं वो नफरत की राजनीति को पसंद नहीं करते। लोग स्कूल, अस्पताल, बिजली, सफाई, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को वोट देते हैं।
दिल्ली के लोगों ने अपने परिवार के बड़े बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया है। जैसे दिल्ली वालों ने दिल्ली सरकार की चाबी, दिल्ली सरकार की जिम्मेदारी अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को सौंपी थी, आज दिल्ली के लोगों ने नगर निगम की भी चाबियां बड़े विश्वास, प्यार और आशीर्वाद से अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को सौंपी है। दिल्ली के लोगों ने एक संदेश दिया है कि हम काम करने वालों को वोट देते हैं, बदनाम करने वालों को वोट नहीं देते हैं। काम करने वालों से मोहब्बत करते हैं, बदनाम करने वालों से मोहब्बत नहीं करते हैं।
बीजेपी वालों के मन में एक ही दर्द रहता था, बार बार बेचारे कहते थे कांग्रेस को हराया, हमको नहीं हराया, कांग्रेस को हराया, हमको नहीं हराया। आज अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने, आम आदमी पार्टी ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी का 15 साल पुराना किला ध्वस्त किया। 17 केंद्रीय मंत्री, 8 मुख्यमंत्री, सैकड़ों सांसद, सारी ताकत लगाने के बावजूद भारतीय जनता पार्टी, जहां पे बीजेपी का 15 साल तक राज था, वहां पे हार गई। दूसरी बात, दिल्ली की जनता ने अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल के लिए ये वोट किया है और ये बताया है देश को, संदेश दिया है देश को कि अरविंद ईमानदार नेता है। आम आदमी पार्टी एक कट्टर ईमानदार पार्टी है।
आम आदमी पार्टी के प्रवक्ता विधायक सौरभ भारद्वाज हमारे साथ हैं। ढोल नगाड़े पहुंच गए हैं आम आदमी पार्टी में फाइनली। मैं आपसे सवाल यही कर रहा था कि क्या आपका दिल धक धक कर रहा था?
देखिए, दिल तो धड़कता ही है। आप किसी एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में जाएं, तैयारी कितनी भी हो, दिल धड़कता है। आप कोई टेस्ट दें, तैयारी कितनी भी हो, दिल धड़कता है। और ये चुनाव इतना ज़्यादा माइक्रो लेवल पे लड़ा जाता है, इतना ज़्यादा हाइपर लोकल ये चुनाव होता है। हर मोहल्ले और हर गली के अंदर ट्रेंड बदलता है इसका, तो इसके अंदर अनुमान लगाना अक्सर मुश्किल होता है। मगर मुझे बहुत खुशी है इस बात की और बड़ा धैर्य है इस बात का कि दिल्ली वालों ने 15 साल बाद जो है MCD के अंदर एक बड़ा परिवर्तन किया है। और अब अरविंद जी का जो सपना है, दिल्ली को साफ, सुंदर और चमकती हुई दिल्ली बनाने का सपना है, उसके ऊपर हम लोग काम शुरू करेंगे।
लेकिन साथ ही सवाल ये भी है कि बीजेपी भी उधर ढोल नगाड़े बजा रही है, तो क्या इशारा कर रही है बीजेपी?
अब देखिए, ढोल तो 2500 रुपए के अंदर आ जाता है, कोई भी लाके बजवा ले। बसपा चाहे तो बसपा बजवा ले, कांग्रेस चाहे तो कांग्रेस बजवा ले, उसको तो कोई रोक नहीं सकते। मगर जो है नंबर आपके सामने है, मेयर हमारी बनने जा रही है, सरकार हमारी बनने जा रही है। अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी अगर हमारी खुशी में शामिल होकर ढोल बजा रही है तो बजाए।
आपने गाना गाया, आपका गाना बज भी रहा था, गाना दिल्ली वालों को पसंद आया क्या पांडे जी?
बिल्कुल पसंद आया और वही वजह है कि दिल्ली की जनता 15 साल के निकम्मेपन के खिलाफ भाजपा के लामबंद हुई और नतीजा ये रहा कि देश छोड़िए, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आम आदमी पार्टी से एक छोटी सी पार्टी ने हरा दिया। 15 साल की जो सत्ता की जो जड़ें जमी हुई थी MCD के अंदर, उसको उखाड़ फेंका। ये आज के चुनाव परिणामों की बड़ी बात है।
कह रहे हैं हरा दिया, वहाँ बीजेपी कह रही है अभी 2 घंटा और रुकिए, नतीजे बदलेंगे, मेयर हमारा होगा।
आप 2 घंटा रुकिए चाहे 4 घंटा रुकिए, आम आदमी पार्टी की झाड़ू चल गई है निगम के अंदर और दिल्ली की जनता ने बेईमानों के खिलाफ, बोगस प्रोपेगेंडा चलाने वालों के खिलाफ, झूठ फैलाने वालों के खिलाफ जनादेश दिया है। 15 साल जिन्होंने दिल्ली का बेड़ा गर्क किया, उसके खिलाफ जनादेश दिया।
लेकिन क्या ये वही नतीजे हैं जिस तरह के नतीजे आम आदमी पार्टी ने विधानसभाओं में दिखाए हैं?
200% ये नतीजा, हमारी उम्मीद यही थी कि झाड़ू चले और निगम के अंदर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया हो। और
इनके कम
दिख रहा है,
सी के कम तो नहीं पड़ गई झाड़ू?
बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल झाड़ू चली है। 15 साल तक जो गहरी जड़ें जमी थी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के निगम के अंदर, दिल्ली की जनता ने इकट्ठा होकर झाड़ू चला के और जड़ें उखाड़ के बाहर फेंक दी।
गुजरात का चुनाव हो रहा है, उसी समय MCD का चुनाव करा दो तो शायद जीत जाएंगे। लेकिन सभी 3 तिकड़म को भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दिल्ली के लोगों ने नकार दिया है और ये फैसला दिया है कि चाहे कांग्रेस हो और चाहे भाजपा हो, अगर वो भ्रष्टाचार करेंगे, अगर वो जनता का काम नहीं करेंगे, तो जनता अरविंद केजरीवाल को चुनेगी, आम आदमी पार्टी को चुनेगी। ये फैसला दिल्ली के लोगों ने दिया है, जिसके लिए तहे दिल से लोगों को बधाई।
दिल्ली, पंजाब, पूरे देश में बहुत अच्छे से इन्होंने अपना नाम कमाया हुआ है और हमें बहुत खुशी है कि इनकी वजह से हमें पूरा देश जानता है।
And let's get in also, our reporters are on the ground. As I get you a sense of what's been happening here at the AAP headquarters, we've got a huge battery of reporters across the national capital, getting you every update, every big takeaway of this mega Delhi verdict that's come in. Amit Bharadwaj is live with us, Aishwarya Paliwal, Akshay Dongre, all of them live with me to break down the results right now for you. I'd like to begin with Amit. As the music once again picks up pace here at the AAP office, Amit, take us through, the scenes that you're witnessing around you. Why is the Aam Aadmi Party really deeming this to be a historic moment for them?
Well, Akshita, it is moment of victory, it is moment of celebration for Aam Aadmi Party and the councillors like this one who have, won this moment, and they are making sure that they don't miss the opportunity to celebrate as much as possible. किस तरह से इसको देख रहे हैं, जीत के तौर पे, जिम्मेदारी के तौर पे, क्योंकि बीजेपी 100 के आंकड़े के पार है?
देखिए, दिल्ली की जनता ने हमें बहुत बड़े विश्वास के साथ जीतकर भेजा है। जिस प्रकार से 15 साल में भ्रष्टाचार का राज था MCD के अंदर और नगर
से जीते हैं।
मैं शालीमार बाग वार्ड 55 से जीत कर आया हूँ।
क्या नाम है आपका?
मेरा नाम जलज कुमार चौधरी है।
ये बताइए, अब जिम्मेदारी ये भी है कि आप लोगों ने 6-8 महीने में कूड़ा 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 बोल के लोगों के जहन में डाल दिया, तो काउंसलर बने, कल से फोन आना शुरू हो जाएगा।
बिल्कुल, हमारे लिए चुनौतियां बड़ी हैं क्योंकि सरकार हमारी है, पार्षद हमारे हैं, अब हमारे लिए चुनौतियां हैं, लेकिन हम इन चुनौतियों पर खड़े उतरकर दिल्ली की जनता की, और एक एक गली से कूड़ा उठाएंगे, साफ सफाई करेंगे, ये हमारी प्राथमिकता है।
कहा जा रहा है पार्टी लीडरशिप के द्वारा कि करप्शन हुआ तो खेल खत्म।
बिल्कुल, इसके लिए हम प्रतिबद्ध हैं। हम केजरीवाल जी के सिपाही आज से नहीं, 12-12 साल से हम जैसे कार्यकर्ता लगे हैं, तो इस पे कोई संदेह नहीं है। अन्ना आंदोलन से हम लोगों ने पार्टी की सेवा की।
Akshata, this is the moment of victory, and the newly elected councillors do understand that they are actually walking a very tough lane from here, because the voters, residents will seek more facilities from them, and on the other side there's a group of people who are constantly singing MCD, maybe Kejriwal songs, raising slogans, celebrating in their own ways, celebrating this moment. आप लोग कैसे खुशी मना रहे हैं जीत की? आज कैसे खुशी मना रहे हैं? क्या गाना गा के?
अरे ये हमारे लिरिक्स इन्होंने लिखे।
तैयारी है, केजरीवाल की बारी है, जनता की तैयारी केजरीवाल,
MCD में भी केजरीवाल, जनता की तैयारी है, केजरीवाल की बारी है, जनता की तैयारी केजरीवाल।
Akshata, this is the theme song, with which slogan, theme slogan with which Aam Aadmi Party went amongst the people seeking support for the AAP councillors. Yes, back to you.
I can't believe that was an impromptu song at all, Amit. It was sung perfectly by all the supporters here, and you'll see that a lot of them have all of these slogans that they've coined, hailing Kejriwal, lashing out at the BJP, etc. I'd like to also bring in Aishwarya Paliwala on this, because there's one aspect of this, Aishwarya, and as we fire the breaking news that's just coming in, a reaction from the BJP, where they've said that, look, we accept, we are conceding that the victory has gone to the Aam Aadmi Party, but there is another aspect to this. The BJP is raising the fact that if you look at the numbers in, let's say, a Satyendra Jain constituency, in a Satyendra Jain seat, or in a Sisodia seat, AAP hasn't done well. So the BJP is essentially using that to attack the Aam Aadmi Party.
बहुत खराब कनेक्शन है, कुछ आवाज ही नहीं आ रही।
Aishwarya, can you hear me? All right, let's just quickly put out that breaking update that's coming in. Let's fire the breaking news also of the BJP's reaction right now of how they've latched on to the numbers that have come in from the Satyendra Jain constituency and the Sisodia seat, saying that if you look at how AAP's performed there, what do they have to say? That's a clear response to the allegation of scam against these leaders, against these ministers. Aishwarya, if you can hear me, take us through how the BJP really is highlighting, some of these constituencies to say that the AAP has no reason to celebrate.
Well, we obviously are seeing, one kind of celebration which is taking place, Akshata, inside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, and also the kind of celebration that took place at the Chief Minister's house. But definitely, BJP now pointing out towards those areas which come under the major leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, and from there, all those constituencies, most of those have been lost, which is why the BJP is now pointing fingers. But, let's move on to the kind of celebration that I see around. Akshata, the dhol that you see, is clearly telling you what mood the Aam Aadmi Party supporters, workers are in at the moment. The balloons that you see, just outside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, and the slogan, "Achhe honge 5 saal, MCD mein bhi Kejriwal." So all these things are telling us how happy the Aam Aadmi Party is at the moment. The BJP obviously trying to point towards those areas which come under big leaders like Manish Sisodia. Those areas which have been lost is something that the Bharatiya Janata Party is now trying to focus on. The Aam Aadmi Party not looking at those things, only basking in the glory of what has happened today. Akshata, cutting to the visuals of people singing, people dancing.
That's expected. That is, yeah. Go ahead, Aishwarya, show us around.
Celebration that's taking place, just at the gate of the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, the supporters chanting, they've got a mic, they've got a speaker, all of them are pointing towards what they believe is something that the Aam Aadmi Party has been able to do, and that is to snatch the MCD from BJP. The numbers obviously not what they were actually hoping. They wanted to sweep the elections, but nonetheless they have won it, and now they believe that the next 5 years is for them to prove their mettle and to prove to the people of Delhi what they can do to the MCD. Akshita.
Okay, so the celebrations continuing unabated, and for obvious reasons. This is a big, big moment for the Aam Aadmi Party, and we can't take that away from them. While we cover really the celebrations, the aspect of why AAP is rejoicing so much, it's important to highlight here what the BJP is referring to, and we don't mean to, pour water over the grand plans that the AAP has, but they have to also do some introspection. If you look at the numbers that have come in, there are certain constituencies, and these are supposed strongholds of the AAP because these are some of their biggest leaders. Within these seats, wards have gone away from the Aam Aadmi Party. Take, for instance, what's happened with Satyendra Jain, the jailed Mantri who the Aam Aadmi Party, who Arvind Kejriwal has defended time and again, said he deserves a Bharat Ratna and whatnot. His constituency, all 3 wards, the Aam Aadmi Party has lost. And that's why the BJP is saying that, look, no matter what you say, scam-tainted mantris, the public will not accept. So as I mentioned, 3 wards falling under Satyendra Jain's constituency, all of which Aam Aadmi Party is lost. They've also, not just that, suffered massive setbacks in wards that are falling under Manish Sisodia's constituency. Manish Sisodia, remember, has been accused in the Liquorgate controversy by the BJP as well. He is the number 2 of AAP, but despite that, the fact that the AAP hasn't fared so well in his seat is bad news for the party. In his seat,